Welcome to the first episode of Eternal Champions. I'm your host and DM, Michael Trabacchino. Joining me today are my victims, players, Ernie
Hey, how's it going?
and Damien.
What's going on?
So before we embark on today's adventure, Ernie, you care to tell us who you're playing and what you're playing?
I am playing Mirthal. He is a Hexblade Warlock, and you'll find out the rest in play.
All right. And how about you, Damien?
I'm playing, one of the best names ever, Astraios. He's a human artificer. Is that how you say it?
Artificier.
Artificier.
Yeah.
And that's all you'll find out.
That's
for
all
now.
we need to know right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we started, I made you guys roll basically initiative rolls. There is no combat. Don't worry, guys. Don't sweat yet. That comes within the next few minutes. But Damien did come out on top with a natural 16, and you had an 11. So,
Yes.
Damien, we'll start with your character. This is
Okay.
essentially going to be your prologue. As it were.
Okay.
You stand within a forge.
Uh-huh.
Before you, an anvil, a hammer, stoked fire,
Mm.
and several bars of iron and steel. From your experience, you already know what you want to do. You need to make something. But what will you forge?
Could I sense anything evil or, like, having ill intentions around me, watching me? Like, do I sense anything
Give me
watching
a
me?
perception roll.
Okay.
Perception or arcana, sorry.
Okay.
Which would you prefer?
You want me to do a saving one?
No, just
Oh,
add
no.
your proficiency bonus to it. Or the
Gotcha.
bonus if you have one.
Oh, thank you. Which one is it? Would you say con or what?
Arcana or perception?
Okay, let's do Arcana. That is... Oh, it must have been fate. I rolled it twice, and I got a 10 both times, so 14 total.
14. With your background, with your affinity for dealing with the arcane arts, you don't exactly sense anything of ill intent, but you do sense that there is something out there. It's something ineffable, more like a primeval force as opposed to a being itself.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you a very not unsettling, but it does raise the hairs on the back of your neck a little bit,
Okay.
just for that fact that you are being watched, but you can't quite figure out by what.
Okay. Alright, so, I go, I guess I pick up the hammer, and I, grab the iron bar, and I check to see if there's any magic or anything on these things. If there's, like, anything.
Give me an arcana roll.
That'll be 11 total.
11 total.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sense any magic. What
Okay.
you feel and what you're holding in your hand is very much just an iron bar.
Okay. Alright, so... Damn, what would I want to make? Let's see. Okay. I start hammering at the iron bar to turn them into little pieces.
Okay. Give me a... Give me an intelligence roll.
Okay. That's my favorite number.
Natural 1?
No.
Damn it. That's my favorite number. 10? Again?
Yeah.
That's like, what, the third one?
Yeah.
Hey, beats the natural ones.
Yeah.
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 Natural one, the
what
hammer
do I
slips out
add
of your
to it
hand, you get a
again?
concussion.
What did you want me to add to it, sir?
Just an intelligence. Whatever your intelligence modifier is.
And then this one, right? That'll be 14.
14. Man, again, 14.
Mm.
Okay. So as you begin hammering this iron bar, you are affecting its shape,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not affecting it greatly. You feel like there's something that you aren't using that's provided to you that you need to do in order to make the iron bar more malleable.
I look around to see if I see anything else.
You see before you the great big forge in front of you with the fire.
Obviously, yeah, the forge, but there's like nothing else. Like
You have all. I said all the equipment
Okay,
there.
so
So you have the
I
tongs.
put
You
it in
have
the forge to try to melt it a little
So
bit.
with the tongs, you put the
Mhm.
iron bar in the forge, and the metal begins to heat. And it heats, takes about a few minutes, but the iron bar is now fully heated.
Okay, I see if I can break it. Like hammer it.
Hammering it.
Yeah, see if I can break it.
Give me a strength check.
It's very.
Okay.
I know what I want to make with these things. It's just
Okay.
I can't. I don't really need them in big pieces. 14.
14. No, your strength.
14.
14.
My strength is 0.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I thought your strength was higher than that.
No.
Getting your character confused with mine. I was like, I thought you had a +7 with your strength. I'm looking at my thing, like, oh, it's me.
No.
So 14. So as you're hammering this, you're seeing that what you're hammering doesn't exactly match what it should be
Mhm.
based off of what you're exerting yourself physically,
Mhm.
but instead it's actually more taking shape into what you want it to be and what you're thinking.
What? Oh, okay.
So what shape is that?
Got it right. Into little ball bearings.
Little ball bearings?
Mhm.
Okay. So you spend a good few minutes shaping this iron and cutting it, right, into small ball bearings. You quench them, you let them cool, and then all the other iron and all the other tools disappear.
Okay.
Before you, rising out of the ground, is a stone pillar. And on that pillar is a hammer striking an anvil with sparks, a image of its striking sparks. The image itself begins to glow very brightly, like if it were on fire. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh man. 12.
That's it?
Yeah.
Just 12? You don't quite lose control of your faculties, but
Mhm.
something is drawing you towards this symbol. And you take your ungloved hand and you don't touch it yet, but you just hover it above and feel the warmth of it.
I'd try to stop myself from touching it if I could.
Give me a wisdom.
Okay. 20. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Mhm.
Something deep within you prevents yourself from actually touching it. You're like, wait, no, I don't want to do this. And you don't want to do this, right? So
I don't want to touch it for now because I don't know what it is.
Okay, so as you remove your hand, the glow that it once emanated dies. The stone pillar cracks and splits into two.
Okay.
Now we go to E.
Okay.
You stand in a mausoleum. And before you is a vast pit. Give me a perception roll. Oh, do you have dark vision, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, give me a perception roll with advantage.
19.
19. Oh. So you don't need to go much further. You go to the edge of this pit, and you see down before you just a massive charnel pit.
Okay.
And you know what a charnel pit is?
That's in the fire mass pit, right?
It's a pit. Just basically, it's a pit of the dead, essentially. Right? It's just a series of skeletons, bones, skulls, from a variety of different species. Some that you recognize, some that you don't even think existed. Right? You see these dragonoid-looking skeletons that you've never seen before. But yet you also see elvish, right? Or what you can allude to be elvish based off the length of the bones, and you also see what can be alluded to dwarvish and as well as human.
Okay.
Rising out of the center of this pit is a stone. The stone has a symbol in it as well.
Okay.
The symbol
A raven?
is of you get ahead of yourself.
Okay.
Is of a tombstone with raven feathers, or not raven feathers, but wings, sorry, on each side, as if the tombstone itself had wings.
The mist mountains, and I head towards it.
So, as you step forward, you completely forget that there is no footing beneath you.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do so, you don't fall. Your foot finds purchase onto something. You still see the bones beneath your feet. But it's as if you're standing on a bridge. Do you proceed?
The mistress mountains, I continue on.
You walk forward. You approach the stone. What do you want to do? You're right there, face to face with it.
I reach out towards it.
You
No
reach out.
hesitation at
No
all.
hesitation. You just touch it.
Touch it.
There's a slight burn to your hand as you touch it. And you pull it away.
Mm-hmm.
After it's done, you endure the pain. Because, as you said, the mistress beckons for you.
Yes.
And on your hand is, like a brand, that symbol of the tombstone with the wings. And after you pull your hand away, the symbol's glow dies. It cracks, splits in two, and then you awaken.
Okay.
You,
Mm-hmm.
Damien, sorry, Astraios, awaken to a very familiar sight. You are in what looks like a decrepit forge, as if this place fell to ill repute and was abandoned long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the dream you just had now or vision, the fires aren't stoked. There are no iron bars there for you to meld into whatever you want them to be. No ball bearings, no hammer, no tongs, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just an empty forge. What would you like to do? And this is not where you went to sleep either the night before.
I'm not bound or anything, right?
Nope, you are not bound.
Well, I would walk through the door, see if I could just get up and leave.
Okay, so there's only one way in
Mhm.
and essentially one way out. So you approach the door, and as you try to open it, it's locked. There are openings on the door that you can peer through to see if there's anything on the other side, if you like.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Give me a perception roll.
Hang on a second. 12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
You peer through the small opening in the door, a small window, the glass broken,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't see anything in the hallway. The hallway very much resembles, basically mirrors what's going on in this room, right? It too, it gives off a very decrepit appearance.
Are there... Okay, so I would try to look for other holes and stuff to see if I could see more from another side of the room.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
That'll be 8.
8?
Yeah.
Yeah. You search this room. It takes you a while, but you do find that there is a small opening in the stonework of the wall itself, and you think possibly if you hit it hard enough or use something to ram into it, you could probably make yourself a new doorway.
Okay. But before that, I want to check the rest of the room out. See if I can point anything that's of use to me or something, or if there's any more other creaks or something in there.
Okay, give me an investigation roll.
Alright.
With advantage, because you searched the room for an opening already, so.
24.
24. Damn, nice. There we go. So, you do find something else upon investigating this room. On the other side of the room, far into the other side of the room, because this forge is huge, you can tell that there are multiple furnaces, meaning that chances are there were multiple blacksmiths here, right? And whatever they could have been making, it could very well have served like an army of some kind, potentially. What? You don't know, but that's the thought that comes to your head. You go to the other end of the room, and you do see a window, or several windows, rather. And open them, and you look down below, and what you see in the distance, waves crashing against a cliffside face.
Okay, so I guess I'll go to where the area where I can hit hard enough
Okay.
to open a new door, and I guess I'm making a new door.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because the stones are very loose. You just need to get a good roll, and you can literally hit the right one. And
7.
7.
Yeah.
You make a new door, but it takes a while. And when you're done, your arms are sore.
Okay.
Right? We're gonna cut to E now.
Okay.
So you awaken in a mausoleum.
I look around. What do I see around the mausoleum?
So in the mausoleum, you see vast amounts of empty graves, or where coffins would be, bodies would be interned, right? There's nothing. There are names. It shows death dates and birth dates, but there is nothing in there. No coffin, nothing. There is a doorway leading out, but the gate is closed. Whether it's locked or not, you don't know. And it leads out into what looks like a large garden.
Okay. The first thing I do is I raise my hand up. I remove my glove to see if the mark is there.
There is no mark there. But what you notice immediately upon removing the glove, the mark is actually on the top part of your glove, the opposite of your palm. It's on the glove itself.
Okay. Interesting. I put the glove back on. And I head towards the door. And I try to open it.
The gate opens with ease. It creaks, and you step out into the garden. The garden is unkempt, to say the least. No one has tended this garden for what you can assume as an elf for very well maybe even centuries or even close to a millennia.
Okay.
Plants are overgrown, trees are impossibly huge, breaking through the skylight canopy above.
It's nighttime. What?
It is nighttime,
Nighttime.
but the overcast above blocks you from seeing whether it is a full moon or if there is any phase of the moon out.
Okay.
We'll be cutting to Damien. So, having made the new doorway to get out of your forge, as it were, or forge prison, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm in the room. I take a scan around the room. What do I see?
So you don't need to roll for this.
Okay.
You did a roll previously. It's a hallway. The hallway very much resembles the room that you were in, the forge that you were in, essentially. It's very decrepit looking. It looks very unkempt. It looks as if no one has tended this for a while. How old? What type of race are you?
I'm
Again?
human.
You're human? As far as you know, this could have been here maybe for hundreds of years.
Okay.
You know, going off of your own knowledge as a human. But you do see two paths, one leading downstairs and one leading upstairs. The one leading downstairs and upstairs are both dimly lit with torches, as if someone has to be here to relight these torches. They don't last forever.
Okay. Well, you answered my question. Let's see.
Or something.
Let's see. I head upstairs
Wait, what'd you roll?
to see where I was going.
Oh,
I
you head
rolled to
upstairs?
see where I
Okay, I was
was
like,
going,
wait, I don't remember asking for a roll.
No, I do that a lot.
Okay.
When I don't know what I do, I just let the dice let me.
Hey, wherever the dice fall, right?
All right.
So you head upstairs, and upon heading upstairs, you enter a large foyer, right? Like a grand hallway or a grand hall, meeting hall, essentially. And from your past, you recognize it as something that is very opulent, very regal, right? That this very well, if touched up, could belong to someone of status and wealth. But those thoughts are thrown away by the fact that it does look decrepit. The carpet the red carpet leading up to the stairs that then part and then wrap around on top again, torn to shreds. I need you to give me a perception roll.
Gotcha. Give me 1 second.
You're doing a lot of perception rolls.
That'll be uh 4.
4?
Yeah.
Would you roll?
3.
Oh, you only have +1?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think you hear something, but you just think maybe not. You're not so sure. It's an old place, and old places tend to make a lot of noises that old places make. So you can't quite tell if it's just the crumbling infrastructure potentially, which then makes you think of, oh shit, as an artificier, you're like, maybe I shouldn't be in a place that could potentially be condemned. Let's turn back to Ernie.
Okay.
You enter this vast garden, and you notice the vegetation, the lush vegetation that has overgrown and gone beyond the confines that they were once housed in. I need you to make me a perception roll.
Okay. None.
9?
Yeah.
You can't quite tell whether it is the wind scraping, the wind brushing through the openings in the broken glass of the skylight above, or if something's whistling, but you do hear a brief or a slight whistling sound, like that.
Okay.
But it's very faint and it's very inconsistent, so it makes you think more that it could very well be the wind.
Can I tell which way it's coming from?
Oh, it's coming from above.
From above?
Yeah, the canopy. Yeah, the sunlight canopy, or the sun. Yeah, sunroof canopy.
Okay. I'm gonna continue pushing my way forward until I
Okay.
find a clearer path.
So the path is the path itself. It's more moss covered, but you can tell from based off the indentations of the moss, right, where there are lines in between. You can discern a path, a cobblestone path, as it were, or some stone path of where to go. And the garden does tend to split, and you notice immediately that it splits into a variety of directions. One direction seems to go straight forward into some sort of main hall, while the other tends to branch off into another room, which, give me a perception roll with advantage.
Same thing either way. 13.
13.
Yeah.
So the room on the left, besides the main hall, you do sense that it could very well be a nursery of some kind. Not for babies, not for babies. A nursery for plants, where they would tend and care for the young plants, right? And then when they were old enough, they would transplant them into this garden itself, potentially.
Okay.
And then the other room on the right-hand side seems to go off into a hallway
Alright.
that is dimly lit.
Oh, it's dimly lit.
Dimly lit.
I'm gonna head towards the dimly lit
Hallway? Okay. So you take the right path, and not as in it was the right path to take, but
Yeah, I
the
know
right
what you
path.
mean,
All right.
yeah.
It was more for the audience, just in case. They're like, oh, is he telling him that's the right way to go? That's wrong. D&D. My gird. Anyway, and so you take the path leading into the right, and you go into this dimly lit hallway. And as you enter the dimly lit hallway, you immediately see a flight of stairs going up.
I ascend the stairs.
So you ascend the stairs, and you enter into what looks like another hallway. There's a flight of stairs going up, and then what looks like a pile of stone that look like they were pushed out, like rubble.
Interesting.
Not blocking, but is in front of the path that would go forward.
Isn't it that something came into where I was?
Something came out.
Something came out.
Yes.
I materialize Arterius's great sword in my hand. I materialize my blade into my hand.
Okay.
So a big great sword comes out of thin air with a handle of a wolf's jaw over the blade.
Okay.
That's a pommel.
Okay.
I hold in my hand. I continue up the stairs.
Okay. So you tiptoe around the stones. Give me... Actually, you don't have to give me a roll, actually. As you walk past this, you do get a glimpse to the corner of your eye of what was in this room. And from what experience you have being around for so long, it looks like very much a forge of some kind.
Interesting. Doesn't it that was used?
It doesn't look like it has been used in what could very well be almost a millennia.
So something broke out of here.
Something broke
from
out.
Millennia old.
Potentially, or something broke out.
I keep my wits about me and cautiously move up.
Okay. Damien, back to you.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
All
Yeah,
right.
got
When
it.
perception roll.
Okay.
Oh, are you? What type of armor are you wearing, by the way? E.
I am wearing leather armor.
Okay. Perception with disadvantage, I want to say. Oh, no, just perception. Just regular perception. Never mind.
That'd be 17.
17.
Yeah.
You hear this as coming from behind you. You do hear the sounds of footfall, as something is walking up, but at a very cautious pace.
Is there anything around me that I could grab?
There is some broken down furniture, right? A variety of stands, actually some chairs off to the side. Some seem to have broken legs. You know, there is something to grab. There are things to grab. A bust that is like half of the face is broken,
A what?
like a stone bust.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna grab the face. I'm gonna use magical tinkering,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have it, and I'm gonna say, "I just want you to know that I can see you. What do you want?"
Okay. And what does that magical tinkering do exactly?
It is right there. Oh, I don't know if I could do it. This is a tiny object, but I figured I'd just grab the face.
I'll let you, because it's broken. I'll
Okay.
let you do it. Imbue non-magical. Oh. Imbue a tiny non-magical object with a magical property of your choice. Radius 6-second record. Oh, okay, gotcha. And what are you gonna do with it?
Just as somebody passes it, so the stone could like technically see it,
Okay.
the message plays.
E, give me a perception roll.
Natural 20 to 21.
You hear this message clearly.
Mhm.
You hear this message that. What was the message, by the way, Damien?
I just want to let you know I could see you. What do you want?
Okay. You hear that as you're not quite above the steps, but you're getting close to cresting the top step.
I stop moving.
Okay.
I just awoken here. Who are now?
You hear this coming from the stairs. Like how? Okay, so your character is. You have a deep voice, or is it like
We
a
have more deeper voice.
deeper
more
voice? So
solemn voice.
it sounds like this, something like that.
Like that only can probably completely void of any real emotion.
Gotcha. So it's a deadpan. Think like Data 4 meets like James Earl Jones.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
There we go.
What do I? So you said it was a deep voice. You said.
It was a deep voice. You don't know. It's coming from the stairwell. You don't know who it is, but he said, "I just awoken here."
Me too. I'm just trying to find out what's going on.
Alright. I have a weapon on me. Do not panic.
You hear this.
I'm going
You
to,
don't know this person or thing.
I'm gonna put away my weapon. Would that make you at ease?
No, but all right.
I toss the sword. It disappears into the air.
Okay, so your packed weapon goes.
Yep. And I make my way in with my hands up. I mean you no harm.
Are you gonna believe him, or do I need to do a persuasion roll? Or does he need to do a persuasion roll?
I'm trying to check him out to see if like
He's slowly
like if
creeping
it's
up.
fake.
Okay, give me an insight roll. Or yeah, give me an insight roll.
Because I'm trying to see if he's fake. 11 plus.
If you want to re-roll that, you can. I know it bounced off the thing. Again? What did it give?
11. So
11?
12 altogether.
So, are you being genuine?
I'm being genuine for the moment. Until I'm being cautious as well.
So he is being cautious, but he's also, what you can gather is he seems to be forthright. He's not. He threw. You saw him throw his weapon, and it disintegrated in front of you, disappeared entirely.
Okay.
So just to give you an idea of what to look at, they look in at a very tall, pale, probably an elf. It's kind of hard to tell because the ears are long, but they're not completely elongated. Long silver hair tied into a ponytail. Purple eyes staring at you with a black hood over his face. So you only lightly see the hair from the back of the hood.
Do you have kind of that cool like Ezio like
Yeah.
peak thing going on?
Yeah,
Nice,
no
nice.
thing going on.
Alright.
And I don't know how tall you are, but he's about 6'8", but very slight frame. Nothing
Damn, he's a
muscular.
tall elf.
Yeah.
I'm 6 feet, so.
Okay, so
Okay.
you tower over him
Yeah.
technically.
I back up slowly, with my hands up. I guess. Welcome.
Okay, I need you both to give me perception rolls, or if you want, someone can get one with advantage, and it would just be one person rolling with advantage. So I'll let you guys choose.
Go ahead, because mine is +1.
So mine.
Okay.
Alright, but that's gonna be a 15?
15 plus 1, or just 15?
No, 15 total.
15. You hear the sound of whistling again, right? And you immediately, both of you, look up, and you do see that there is a... No, is that... No, it's good, it's good, it's okay. No, you're all good. Cute dog. You hear whistling, both of you, and you look up, and what you didn't realize before, from you in particular, looking at the room, you notice that there is also a skylight here too, and it makes kind of like a, not quite a pyramid, it flats out on top, but you do see that slope, and you see what looks like in the distance this black object, or the silhouette of something, just diving straight down.
I put a hand on myself, and I feel the coldness and death around me. I'm casting armor at this.
Okay, so as you do that, you pull the moisture from the air around you, and there's a slight sheen like frost on grass in the fall, covering your leather armor. So again, mark your armor of Agathis.
And I think we want to turn here.
And what are you doing, D-Man? Or Astraios?
I'm just getting ready. I just take my daggers out.
So you take your daggers out, you have 2 daggers, right?
Yeah.
Take both daggers out, and you just ready to like chuck them at this thing, or just ready to stab
No,
them?
I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Okay. And as you guys
But I'm
prepare,
also keeping an eye on him at the same time.
okay,
He might
so,
be truthful, but we all know.
so you got one dagger down low, ready to get him, and then one dagger up there
they're
like
just
that.
both ready. They're just
both ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing, whatever it is, and it crashes through the glass. And as it crashes through the glass, I need you both to give me. Well, where are you standing? Well, you're still by the stairwell, so you're fine. Where are you standing?
I'm a little towards the middle of the room because I was backing up. letting
Give me a
him come
dexterity.
up. A dexterity.
Yeah, saving throw.
Yeah.
I hope that didn't spike with that whistle.
11.
I'll give you advantage because you saw this coming. So this is right before it hits the
14.
14.
Yeah.
So right before it hits the glass, you automatically know it's not stopping, and you dodge roll out of the way.
Okay.
And something smashes through, and immediately, which you both notice, it's something with leathery wings, and it crashes and hits the floor. It has a gash going along one of its membranous wing, right? Which could very well be the reason why it lost flight. It looks like something tore through it, and it starts cleaning the glass off of itself. It turns to you, and just roll for initiative.
Yo.
I use the necromantic dice for this one.
12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay.
23.
23.
God
God
damn.
damn.
Overpowered.
Natural 1.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so it's gonna be Ernie, Damien, then the monster.
Perfect.
Alright.
Okay, so you're at the stairwell. You're about, I want to say, 35, because you haven't gone fully up on the steps. You're on like the second to last step, so you do have about a few more steps to go before you get on top. You're about 35 feet away from this thing. You dodge roll out of the way. You're closer. You're only about 10 feet away from it, 15 maybe.
Okay. All right.
So, E, what do you want to do?
Well, first in my blade materializes
Mhm.
again.
Does that cost a bonus action or anything, or?
That's a good question. Let me double check that.
Okay.
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't cost a bonus action?
No, I think if I was in combat, hold on, I'm gonna double check that. I want to say. No wonder I'm in the wrong fucking page. Bear with me, guys. Sorry, new character.
It's okay. It's all right. I do have a hexblade, but I don't remember. I hardly use the character. So.
I already know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You're Batman.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
Yeah, you're Batman.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say? Okay, so for the sake of this, we'll say it doesn't cost you anything.
Okay.
The blade materializes, and as it does materialize, something that hasn't happened before, right? You think you hear the sound of something running through the woods, right? And followed by a distinct howl, maybe.
And let the howl continue
As you materialize your blade, and as the blade fully materializes, the sound just stops.
Awesome. And I disappear.
You disappear?
I disappear.
What do you cast? Wait, how do you disappear?
Raven Queen's Blessing.
Oh, okay. Is
Yeah,
that a
Puff
bonus
Feather,
action?
That's a bonus
So you
action.
use your bonus action to cast Raven Queen's Blessing.
Mm-hmm.
You notice me. He disappears like Frodo from Lord of the Rings when he puts on the ring. He goes into wherever realm he goes into and just disappears.
And I appear. You said how far away from me?
You're about 35 feet from it.
Okay, so I appear 5 feet in front of it.
5 feet in front of it?
Yeah,
So you have.
teleport 30 feet.
Oh, you could teleport 30 feet. Does that take away from your movement or no?
Only bonus, no.
Oh, so you get additional
Yeah,
movement with that.
it's a movement
Okay,
with it.
but that only comes back after a long rest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you teleport 30 feet. All of a sudden, he blinks into existence again, with his sword drawn at the ready.
And I go up to the creature and slash.
Okay, give me a roll.
Got it. So that's gonna be 11 to hit.
11.
Mm-hmm.
You don't quite hit it. So you swing this blade, but this thing winds up parrying your attack with its talons and spins the blade and then pushes you back a little and turns its attention because originally it had its eyes on it because it didn't notice you, but now that you attacked it, it goes.
I give a slight no smirk, and I am my turn.
Okay, your turn, Astraios. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Back
Okay.
up about 20 feet.
Okay, so you're about
20.
30 feet away from it now.
I'm gonna use Ray of Sickness on it.
Ray of Sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ray of Sickness. Is it a con save or is it a
No, you can't save.
con save? What's your
Yeah.
DC check?
14.
14.
Yeah.
Natural 18. Oh wait, is that
Oh.
natural 18? Yeah, natural 18. So
Okay.
you shoot this ray of sickness at it. Is there a half thing to it or no?
No, if you would have failed it, you would have just been poisoned. But
Okay.
I gotta see if it hits you.
Wait, no, you don't have to roll. If it's just a con save, it's an automatic hit.
No,
It just
No, it says on a hit, the target takes 2d8 poison damage and must make a con saving throw. On a failed save, you also get poisoned until the end of the turn.
is there a half damage on it or no?
No.
No. Oh, okay, yeah, roll for it. Sorry, I'm used to con saves being automatic hits.
It is 21 total.
21 total. Yes, you do hit, but I'll re-roll the con save because I didn't know. So maybe that's much better for you. That's a 9. So do your damage. 2d6 you said?
No,
Or 2d8?
2d8.
2d8? Okay.
That's.
Thank
not
God for
this one.
DMs messing up.
It's this one, right? Yeah. Right?
Yes, sir.
It's 3 and 2. So I hit you for 5.
5 damage?
Yeah.
So how do you cast this? What do you cast it out of? Is there a spell focus, like an arcane focus that you have, or just like your weapon or something, or just you
No,
just put your hand out?
Shoot it and it's instantaneous.
Okay, so you stick your hand out
Mhm.
like Iron Man, right? And instead of a repulsor ray, it is this ray of sickness, and it blasts it, and it is poison. How much is the poison damage? Was it D6?
It is. I don't.
Doesn't
see
say?
where it says E. Can you tell me what it says? I can't find it right now.
When I hit, the target takes 2d8 points of damage.
Okay. Doesn't it get
And
poisoned?
That's it.
That's it? Oh, it doesn't get
And that's
poisoned
the
after?
end poison
Oh, okay. Okay.
No.
All right.
On a failed save, it doesn't get the poison condition.
No.
It doesn't?
You sure? It
Oh, I'm
says it there.
sorry. No, it is. On a fail save, it poisons to the end of the next turn.
Okay, so it is poisoned.
Suffers under the effects of the poison condition.
Okay.
So it disadvantages on attacks.
Right. Okay. That's what I was wondering.
Okay.
I apologize. I
You-
reread that.
You good? You good?
Okay. You still have your bonus action, I think, right? And 10 more feet of movement.
I'm just gonna be ready just to see if you guys close enough. Get
Okay,
ready to dagger
so-
attack.
It gets hit by you and immediately changes its look onto you, Astraios. It has just enough movement to get to you,
Okay.
and it is going to swipe at you with its claws. Oh,
Opportunity.
attack of opportunity. Yes, before it moves. I completely forgot.
So now it's going to be a 25 a hit.
25 to hit. It hits. Oh, yeah.
And now it's going to be mass damage. So
Your greatsword, right?
yeah.
That's 2d6,
Yeah,
right?
2d6, so 12, 16 damage.
16 damage. You, as this thing moves, you just swing at it, and you actually wind up cutting through its good wing, and blood just spills out. But this blood is thick and carries this disgusting putrescent smell to it, and it just, but it's still focused on you, and it continues going towards you.
Okay.
It's going to make its claw attack at you. What's your DC?
12.
12. Natural 13.
Okay.
So let's see. Its claw attack is going to be 1d6. 5 points of slashing damage as this thing swipes across your chest.
Now, how do I change my hit points?
You go to... Oh, I don't think you can. Just write it down.
Okay.
I'll give you the access to it in a bit.
Gotcha.
Your turn, D. E.
Yes, sir. So, the resistance I get from the blessing disappears. I
Okay.
did not mention that.
Oh,
It
okay.
didn't come into play, but
Right. Okay.
still. And it is how far away?
It's from you. It's just 30 feet.
30 feet?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, 20 feet. I would say.
20 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I point a hand and a wolf, instantly like a wolf howling at the moon, the symbol outline of it appears
Okay.
right on it briefly, and it vanishes just as quick as it appears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm essentially doing Hexblade Curse as a bonus action.
Okay. And what is your
Yeah,
Hexblade
that
curse?
So what Hexblade Curse does, pardon me. So I gain +2 damage to the rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I score a critical hit or a 19 or a 20. If it dies, I regain 6 HP.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Very nice.
And I roll up on it, taking the sword overhead, try to slim into.
Give me a roll.
And then it's going to be 14 to hit.
14 to hit.
Yeah.
You don't quite make it.
Don't
Close,
quite
but
make
you
it.
don't quite make it. This thing, you wind up swinging at this thing, and you wind up grazing literally the tip of your sword grazes the back of this thing. It winces a little bit. It's not enough to do it any harm, but it does feel it. Like if someone's tickling you,
Yeah.
and it just looks back at you with its beady red eyes and just snarls again.
I stare at it, completely calm,
Okay.
and my turn.
Your turn, Astraios.
How far is it from me?
It's right in front of you.
front
It's up
me?
in your face.
Okay, so.
And it just attacked you too, swiped across your chest.
Oh wait, doesn't it get disadvantage on the throw because it was poisoned? On the attack, right? Or no?
Yes, it did. That's right.
That's fine. That's fine.
No.
Oh.
I'll see.
No, because I'm like, wait a minute.
We'll retroactive.
Because I'm like, we just talked
Yes,
about
yes,
that,
yes.
didn't
See,
Yeah.
that's why I completely forgot. It actually misses. So you never got swiped. We'll retroactively change that because he rolled a natural 5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So even with his attack modifier, it's not enough. So he misses, and you actually didn't take any points of damage.
Does it show any signs of being hurt besides just messed up wing?
It's messed up wing, the fact that E cut up the other wing, and then you blasted it with that ray, and you do see like where the ray hit him in its chest, right? You do see like almost like just like almost like tissue, necrotic tissue, essentially.
Alright, so I guess I'll attack with my daggers, see if I could do a little bit of damage to this thing. Let's see. 21 total.
21 total? You hit.
Okay.
Damn, man, you guys are hitting this thing left and right.
Trying to.
It's beefy, so.
Yeah. To be fair, I missed except for the opportunity attack.
You did good, though.
I haven't hit any of my attacks yet.
But the opportunity attack did 16 damage.
Yeah,
That was a
I
nice
hit-
chunk.
I hit one dagger. I hit for 3, and then I have to swing my other dagger separately, right?
Yes.
Okay. That'll be 14.
14? That does not hit, unfortunately. So you swing your first dagger at this thing. How much damage does it do?
3.
3 points of damage.
Yeah.
And you actually cut across its neck. You don't quite cut anything important, but you leave a gash on the side of its neck. The second blade, you're so caught up into the movement of this first strike. Yes, I hit you. I'm going to hit you again. And you actually wind up, not even realizing it, you actually whiff completely.
Damn. Okay.
So that was your bonus action and your action. You still have movement.
Yeah, but I don't want it to get an opportunity to attack on me, and it's still worried about me. So I'll stay put for now.
You staying put?
Yeah.
All right. The monster, having felt you, and having you cut its other wing, is going to turn its attention to you. Doesn't have to make any movement, so there's no attack of opportunity.
Yep.
It's going to swipe at you. It doesn't have disadvantage anymore, right? Because the poison wore off.
Yeah, wore off.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a natural 3. So this thing tries to swing at you, but having fully just recovered from this poison, it's still a little delirious. And having been gashed at the neck, it had to put one of its claws on and try to swipe you with one of its other claws. And this thing, whatever it is, swipes at you, but misses completely.
Okay. I move out of the way. I'm assuming it's my turn now, right?
Mm-hmm. It's your turn.
Soon as the swing, I go and cut off his claw.
Okay.
Swing
Go
my
ahead.
razor at it. And that's going to be another miss of 14.
14.
Yeah.
That misses. As you go to swing this thing, it actually winds up with its other hand, winds up parrying your blade again, and winds up swinging it into the floor. And the blade doesn't get stuck, but it does hit the floor with a resounding crash. And you actually wind up seeing the tiles that were actually what made up the floor actually buckle and break beneath the great weight of your massive wolf greatsword.
Yeah, it's there and it menacingly.
Anything with your bonus action, or
I'm gonna hold.
you're gonna hold it?
Yeah.
Okay. Your turn, Astraios.
Alright, so I still have to learn how to do this for these right here, because I'm level 3. This is only still just a first level magic, or can I power it up more?
You only have level 1 slots.
Okay.
But you use 1 per ray of 6.
Yeah, I know.
So we're gonna tap that just to get it on there. So, why is it not doing it correctly?
It's because I have to authorize them to add that. Just keep in mind, I'll authorize it after we're done with this session.
You have 1 down, so you still have.
No, I have 2. I know I have 2 more slots.
You have 2 more
But since I'm level 3, I can't make it stronger, right? Because I only have first level slots, right? Alright,
Yeah.
that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to do it again.
Ray of Sickness?
Yeah.
Don't you have disadvantage because that's a ranged spell if you were to do that?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, ranged spells, range attacks at up close have disadvantage.
I know you're new, that's the only reason
Oh,
I'll
Yeah.
okay.
say anything.
Oh,
I don't feel it'd be fair for me not to tell him as a
Yeah.
DM, so.
Then I guess I'll attack with my daggers again.
Okay.
Let's
You
see.
could always move.
Attack of opportunity.
need.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm
True,
letting
it could
you know his
miss.
options.
It could miss, yeah.
No need. The first one misses. Then the second one, 16.
16. You just hit this thing.
Nice.
So you miss your first attack. And you're like, oh, not again, and you wind up swinging it up underneath its jaw.
Nice. So I do 4 damage.
4 damage.
Two. Whenever you strike with the offhand weapon, the
Oh, you don't get the
offhand
bonus.
doesn't get the bonus.
It doesn't get the
okay.
attack damage bonus.
Sorry,
the
I'm
proficiency
teaching
bonus.
You the rules.
That's
So
fine.
you swing and you wind up jabbing your dagger underneath its jaw, and you actually wind up seeing the blade of the dagger come up and actually split its tongue and make it look forked. And this thing it's still alive, and it looks like it's in a lot of pain, but it's gurgling.
Okay.
Wow, that sounded like the last girl I was with.
I'm sorry. That's not this podcast, man. It can be though. No. Okay, so you're not moving anywhere?
No. Take my dagger out, just throw it, and I just stay there.
Okay, so as you pull your dagger out, blood just gushes out, and this thing is looking a little rough. So, E.
So, I drop my guard
Mm-hmm.
and I move back.
You drop your guard and you move back.
Yep.
So this thing's gonna get an attack of opportunity on you, but you
Yes,
do
it
have armor Agathis on.
Yeah.
So give me. He has to make contact
Yeah,
first.
to make
Yeah.
first, yeah. We'll see if he knows.
And that's 5 damage, right? He takes, or how much is it?
No, 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay.
Okay, cast on number 2.
7, 14.
14 to miss my 1.
Fuck. Okay. So this thing's taking a beating, and it looks like it barely almost stand on its own too, and it swings at you as you back up, but it completely whiffs. It doesn't even graze your armor, and because it swings very sloppily, right?
Yeah.
And you just how many feet are you stepping back?
Only 5 feet.
Only
out.
5 feet. You just back up. Like
it's
like
right
yeah,
now.
it's like Byakuya from Bleach from back in the day. You know, he
Mhm.
just sidesteps. He's like, oh, is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
So
And going on with that theme, I just named to need swim my great sword.
does your greatsword have reach?
No. But a beam comes out with the slash.
Okay, what
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast? Okay, so Eldritch Blast with style. Give me an attack roll.
Yeah. So now they nice. Now they're going to be early 20.
20? Natural 20?
Early 20.
Oh, okay.
Altogether 20.
Gotcha. So yeah, you hit this thing. Give me a damage roll. That's what, D10?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you have anything that agonizing blast or anything like that?
Yes, I do.
So add your charisma modifier.
The charisma modifier and 2 for the heads.
Nice. So it's gonna be 6 damage. Oh,
Yep. So that's actually max damage. 15.
15
force
damage? So
Stamp
you-
into it.
you back up. You do this in one single motion. As this thing swipes at you, you jump back effortlessly. And not even with 2 hands, you're wielding this greatsword with 1, and from just the adrenaline of this battle, and you uppercut it with the blade. But you don't actually uppercut it with the blade itself. It's like Getsuga Tenshou from Bleach, and you just see this crescent, and it's in the shape of the moon itself, even to the point where it actually looks like it has like the pock marks from the craters that the moon has, and it slashes this thing. As it slashes this thing across the chest, it cuts a great gash across it, and blood begins to pour out profusely, and you just hear in the distance, this thing's on death's door almost. It looks really rough, because you already did 32 points of damage plus the dagger damage that you're doing to it as well. That's your action.
Yeah, that's no. Actually, I shouldn't call it nuclear 4. I shouldn't call it nuclear 4. So no, it has to be melee. Never mind. Sorry, that's the end of my
Okay.
turn.
Okay.
I almost messed up the rule.
It's okay. Your turn, Astraios?
It's your turn. I'm sorry. Nick.
So this thing
Is this paying attention to him now or me?
it's paying attention to him.
Alright. I'm gonna back up about 15 feet.
It doesn't get opportunity attack, and you do on me.
And I'm just gonna attack it with my daggers. Fucker.
Wait, what?
Don't you have another weapon? Okay.
16.
16. Yep, you hit this thing. You just hit this thing.
Let me roll
You
the
can figure out that
second
its AC is 16.
Okay, I missed the second one. The first one I hit. So I got 6.
6 damage. 6 points of damage for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Did the second one hit? No?
Oh,
Okay.
I missed.
So you swing your dagger and it makes contact against this thing. How would you like to do this?
Well, I want to cut off the wing, and then when I cut off the wing, I want to kick it down from behind, and then when it's falling, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna stab it right in the back of the head.
Okay, Kratos. So you just effortlessly cleave one of its broken wings already. It falls and actually begins to twitch, right? With the last nerve remnants and the muscle memory it has. And then you wind up kicking its what passes for feet, because this thing almost looks very bat-like in appearance, right?
Yeah.
So there's not much to kick, but you do find purchase and kick it. It drops and buckles down, and you step on its back with a heavy footfall, and you hear crunching of bone beneath your sole, and then you wind up pulling back its head, and then you wind up just taking the knife and you just rip its head off, and blood gushes everywhere. I need you to give me a dexterity roll.
No.
This is just for flavor.
So is it a save or just a shot?
Just a check.
Okay, so that's gonna be plus 4. 17.
17. Seeing where this is going, you step aside and you miss the blood that sprays out profusely, misses you, and you're like, thank the Lord I caught that, otherwise I would have been very upset with you. You missed getting a blood shower, essentially. You, on the other hand, do you want to get showered in blood or no? I'll let you choose.
No.
No?
Kratos
So
army.
you get a little blood on you, but it's like on your boot, right?
Uh-huh.
But you can't help it,
Yeah.
right? And it's just blood pours out. I need you guys to give me perception rolls. Combat.
Also, I get 18.
Oh, you get six back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so give yourself 6 back.
Yeah.
Weren't you at full, though? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna say the rules.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So perception, you said?
Yes.
16.
16. What about you, Damien? He made it, and he immediately turns to the roof where the broken canopy, or the ceiling where the broken canopy is, and you hear. It sounds much larger now, though, compared to this thing. You hear. And what you could gather just upon sight, that this thing that you just killed was a baby compared to the one that is now perched and peering through the hole that is made now. It notices you guys, and it looks at the corpse down there and just stares. What you can assume angrily, because you very well may have killed its offspring.
Run.
As you say that, you hear the sound of the door, a great large door, just, and then you hear just someone, come on, hurry, this way.
Well, it's awesome.
You book it. You booking it too?
Yeah.
Okay. I just need you guys to give me athletic rolls,
Oh, crap.
because this thing is angry and it is in prime health.
I mean, are you sure you don't want to make that, like, acrobatic by any chance?
It hasn't attacked you yet, so no.
Okay.
16.
16.
So, that's a summon minus 2.
Oh.
So, 5.
You have a head start, but he quickly overtakes you, and this thing dives down, and it starts heading towards your way. You're fine. Give me one more athletics roll.
Okay.
Don't fall.
Okay, that's 7.
7. Give me an acrobatics roll
Okay.
with advantage.
16 or a 17.
17.
So 17 plus 4.
21. So 21. Thank God you're more nimble than you are athletic. And you wind up dodge rolling into the doorway. And as you do, all of us do athletic rolls. You and I do it. And then if you want to boost one of us, if you want, for advantage, who would you want to boost?
Probably the one I know the more. I
Okay.
don't know his name, but
So you don't know this guy's name, but
no.
you're going to help him on his side to close the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to do an athletics roll.
Oh, I'm good. I rolled a 23.
Oh man, I can't roll anything that beats that because my athletics is 0.
No,
That's
this is
about-
working
I
with
know.
you.
Oh, let's see.
And you have a mantis. So
You have advantage.
A higher the two.
Yeah.
Thank God.
What do you get? Natural 1?
A 5 and a 4.
So wait, what's your athletics though?
0 0.
0.
So he got a mighty 5.
He got a mighty 5.
Mhm.
And so you see the guy who's on your right hand side. You can't make out much discernible physical features because you're too busy pushing
Trying to
at the
help,
moment, right?
yeah.
And you're helping. He's closing his door a hell of a lot faster than you two are. I need you both to give me an athletic roll separate now.
0.
Wait, what? Wait,
I
what?
rolled a 2. I have a minus 2.
Okay, so it
0.
doesn't go below. I'm gonna make it doesn't go below 1.
Oh,
So
okay, so
yeah,
1.
so 1. What'd you roll?
16.
You manage to muster. You're like, oh no, not now, and you push the door close. And as you push the door close, this thing, whatever it is, winds up getting its like the tip of its wing, right, the top part of its wing where one of the claws are caught in the door, and the guy who winds up the thing that or the person who's helping you winds up just muttering something under his breath. Give me perception rolls.
Sure. 8.
8.
19.
19. You don't quite hear the whole thing, but you hear it entirely, Astraios. You wind up him saying, "For the wolf mother," and he pushes the door shut, and this thing gets caught, and it winds up severing that claw, and then the claw just starts twitching. There, combat has ended.
Nice.
So, combat has ended. You guys now stand outside of what the building that you were in, essentially the larger part of the building was, and you notice it is a great manor of some kind, or maybe even potentially a keep. You can't quite tell.
Sorry, yeah.
That resides on this cliff face, like where you had awoken, right? You notice the crashing waves,
Yep.
right? The forge apparently was built on the cliffside that was facing the sea,
Okay.
and then your mausoleum was basically slash garden was built slightly below it, but
Okay.
on like a plateau that basically that was by the cliffside. If you had gone towards where the nursery was, you would have seen the same crashing waves as Astraios as well.
Alright.
Yeah, so you guys have escaped, and that was close. Whew. Hi.
Hi. Where are we?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Oh,
No.
You serious?
Yeah, I'm Mithril.
Mithril?
Yeah.
Take-
Miracle, I'm sorry. Miracle.
Mirthal?
Mm-hmm.
Take it that's an elf name?
Yes.
Puts out his hand and he goes, Hrimnir Blackmane. Nice to meet you.
You?
Are you guys related at all?
Oh, you guys notice immediately he does not look. He does have somewhat pointed ears, but they are very canine in appearance, and his appearance is a mix of human and canine. He looks very wolf-like in his appearance, not quite fully. He does resemble more human, but you do see like thick beard, long black hair, and yeah, and he's not wearing any armor. He's wearing pretty much like furs, and like where his like on his head where there would normally be like a helmet, there is like a like the you know like the head of a rug, right?
Yep.
Like a wolfskin rug essentially. He has that on his head too.
Good question. Does he still have his sword out?
Yeah, he still has a sword out, as far as I know.
All right. I take a quick look at the guy, then I look at his sword.
At his sword?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
I don't say anything out loud.
okay, so do you want to? Is this something you would need a perception roll for, or are you just glancing at it quickly?
No, because I heard what he said. I heard what the guy said. So I look at his sword and I'm like, just a quick like, and then I say my name is Astraios.
Okay, and Hrimnir just puts his hand out to you and he goes, Hrimnir Blackmane, nice to meet you.
I go like that, so I can hide my daggers, and then I give him a handshake.
He shakes your hand.
Nice to meet you.
So you guys wouldn't have happened to seen basically a bigger version, smaller version of that thing might have one of its wings clipped.
Yeah, and I show him my boot, and I show him my hands a little bit.
And they're covered in blood. And he goes, let's see if he actually can pick up on that. Let me see what his intelligence is. If he's smart enough to have to pick up on that, though. He's okay. Okay. He's not a genius, but he's not dumb. Natural 20. Got all those bad rolls out of the way.
Yes.
That's bad for you guys. No.
No.
TPK after session 1.
No, not again. What?
You guys have to not again. So he immediately picks. He goes, "Oh, you didn't happen to have maybe grabbed a piece of it with you? I mean, aside from
The blood?
what you're wearing."
You can check the bottom of my boot, see if there's anything on it.
I'll pass on that.
I stepped on it pretty hard after I cut its wing off and his head.
You didn't get the head? No.
We
I
really
mean,
have a chance.
maybe an ear?
That big thing came after us immediately after I killed it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Totally understandable. Not upset. Maybe just a little, maybe not. Yeah, so you said you guys don't know where you are?
No.
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 I didn't go to sleep here. I woke up here.
Where did you go to sleep?
Home.
And what type of friends do you keep?
The fun con.
Clearly.
And you know there's a twist to his face when he says it.
I've been conjuring since I woke up. Something's wrong because I really don't have friends or I don't do anything that'll impair me. So when I went to sleep, I was home, and then I woke up in a forge.
Well, you guys, does Loria ring a name at all? Give me a history check. See if you guys would know that name.
18.
18?
Yeah.
None.
Oh, 9?
Sorry.
Oh. I thought you were saying like 19 or something almost.
No.
Yeah, so you, from your studies, because you've spent hours studying the world, as it were, the name Loria does come to mind, but you thought Loria was a place lost to time itself. That it was very much like the Atlantis of this universe, that it had basically been there one moment and then gone the next.
I've heard rumors about it. I didn't think it was true.
Well, it's true. Ta-da. You're here. Yeah, so,
While he's talking,
right.
I'm trying to see if I see mannerisms to show that he's lying.
Okay, give me an insight check.
Was that a 6, right?
No, not to none.
Oh, 10.
10. You get some sense that he's being forthright, but it seems like he's putting on a bit of a show to try to show that he's not threatening, if that makes sense. Like he's going out of his way to be friendly to you and not be like, yeah, I'm not trying to hurt you. That, like, he's going a little over the top with it.
We get the point. You're not gonna hurt us. Don't.
Oh, yeah, and you guys immediately realize behind him too, on his back, is a double-bladed scimitar, right? Essentially, and the blades themselves are they're made of steel, but they're meant to resemble the jaw of some sort of beast, essentially.
There's no need to put on a show for us. I sense that you are right. You're truthful and you don't want to hurt us. Just be you. It's more trustworthy.
And give me a persuasion roll. And while he's doing that, what are you
That's
doing?
9 again, right? Yeah. 10.
10?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I would more me while I'm listening to him check out my environment.
Okay, give me a perception roll of the area. So, as you say this, you do notice a difference in his mannerism. He goes, sorry about that. It's just, I don't tend to, based given my appearance, people see me, they tend to want to run the other way. And because you do notice, like, he's strong. He's not jacked, but he looks quite strong.
Well, those are people who have very simple and narrow minds. They don't open themselves to the world because there's so many things they could be either cherished or knowing and loved or terrified of if they just only pay attention.
And he acknowledges what you said. He nods and he goes, thank you. And he puts his hand and he goes, Premier Black Maid. and it's a lot less jovial, but
Mhm.
it seems more forthright.
Astraios.
Pleasure.
And when I introduce myself, I'm not as how can I say
Reserved or
reserved, but I'm not as like nitpicky on his character in person. Like I'm like just like he warmed up to us and like
Mhm.
he was himself. I get like that a little bit because I could see that he's being truthful.
right. So you rolled a perception. What'd you roll?
13.
13. You notice this. You hear a sound. It sounds almost like galloping in the distance, and you hear. Oh, okay.
I have a question for you, but I can't ask
DM or Hrimnir?
No, DM, but
Okay.
I can't ask you out loud.
Text me.
I'm going to text.
Yeah,
it
text
to
me.
you.
It's okay.
Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead, go your story.
Okay. So you hear the sound of galloping in the background, but it doesn't sound like horse hooves hitting the ground. It's give me a perception roll with advantage or nature roll with advantage
Okay.
or survival, whichever one you prefer. Actually, I take that back. Survival or nature, whichever you want.
I'm gonna go with survival.
Okay.
Alright, so 12 altogether.
12 altogether. It's a sound that you're familiar with. It doesn't take the challenge wasn't high on that. It's a familiar sound, and it's a sound that you heard when you summoned your sword not too long ago. It sounds like wolves
Mm-hmm.
striding, but these wolves are bigger, much bigger. And in the distance, because behind you guys is a forest,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there is a clear, distinct trail going through that forest. And emerging from the edge of the forest, from the basically cresting its borders, are a series of individuals from a distance, look similar to Hrimnir, and they're all on wolfback. They're all riding giant dire wolves, essentially, and they have the reins they hold back. Boy, why do you dawdle? There he goes. Oh, fantastic. Buzzkills here. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to go talk to him. I'll be right back. And Hrimnir walks away towards...
I made my weapon disappear.
So your weapon
Yeah.
just disappears. And you hear that slight howl. Oh, let me text you. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No. And as he turns around, you do notice that on his back, he also has on his belt, right, what looks like a hand axe, right,
Okay.
and small, what maybe you can see as javelins, but they look way too small for javelins that you're used to seeing being thrown.
I already got a nickname for him.
Okay.
Night Wolf.
Huh? What'd you name?
Wolf.
Night Wolf. That's great. I love it. Save it for when you see him again. So he winds up going. There's gonna be a few minutes. You guys deliberate amongst each other, and you do hear the sound of something banging against this door, and you can assume that it is very much the thing that you just escaped. Oh, and we'll do EXP as when we're done with this whole thing, because you guys do get some well-deserved XP.
Nice.
Before I ask this question,
Okay.
I didn't hear the conversation you guys were just talking about because I had to answer an email and a text message. Did you explain at all why you wanted a piece of the monster?
No, he never explained it.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you want to do some sort of insight check perchance to see to maybe assume or maybe why he might need it? Like an intelligence check or something?
See, we're working in tandem.
Yeah.
Right when I'm about to do something, you ask me.
Yes.
By any chance, are you needing it to show somebody?
He's not here. He's not here.
Oh, he left
He
already?
left to talk to the guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's just me. It's just banging
just
and me
you-
and him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see, if you guys want to roll perception to see if you can overhear what they're talking about, because they're quite a whiles away, it would be with disadvantage, but you can roll to see that perception-wise.
No,
Uh,
perception. No.
But you can get 2 natural 20s in a row. No.
If I
Or
do that,
two.
then I'll kill myself because I know 14 natural ones are coming right after that.
I think he's an old soul stop.
Uh,
Guys, just so you know. Get fast travels.
Actually, I go. How do you say your name again?
Marathos?
Merithos?
Yeah, where.
Or is it Mirthal?
Mirthal.
Mirthal.
Yeah.
All right, Mirthal.
It changes how he feels.
Yeah.
Quick question.
It's hard on a human tongue.
Exactly. There we go.
Do you think he needed that as a trophy of some sorts? That little monster. That's why he was the one who attacked it, and it came this way.
Possibly, or maybe he has some use for the parts. We all make weapons and armor out of hide.
Good
Who
eats. I'm just kidding.
Could also be food as well. I've been around a long time. You can do a lot of things with monster parts. Some for pride, some for stability.
I mean, I'm still a little stiff, waking up, not knowing where I'm from. I'm down to go back in with him. Maybe he could help us and we could kill that big ass monster.
Being that he was in a rush to close the door, it probably is not that wise. I don't fear death, but I have other things I must attend to first.
Oh, we all do, but there's not much we can do now. I'm sure you don't live here and you just magically arrived here. Same thing with me. I'm pretty sure getting home isn't going to be as simple as thinking about it. We can't click our heels and be home.
I'm sure I was sent here for a reason. I intend to find out what that is. Yeah, I'm sure more than just jump into the jaw of the first beast I see. Don't get me wrong. If you both want to find it, I will gladly assist you. But I don't think that's our purpose here.
We could ask him and find out.
We certainly can. Why don't we go see what they're talking about?
So as you guys break and you start heading towards them,
Mhm.
he turns around and he meets you halfway. He goes, "Okay, some good news, some bad news. Good news is I convinced them not to kill you guys. Bad news is I need to get my trophy in there."
And I laugh. I laugh.
You laugh. Okay. Let him do an insight roll, see if he can pick up on what type of laughter it is. Natural 1. So he sees you laughing, and he's like, "I'm not joking."
I know. I just.
I resummoned my blade. I didn't know if it has that.
So you resummon your blade. There's a slight wolf howl. And you see there's a slight smirk on his face when he hears, because he hears it too now.
Mm-hmm.
And something you didn't notice right away, because of the way the fur was blocking, he's taken off his fur cap, as it were, and you see on his chest is a snarling wolf, right? And in its jaws is the moon, and the moon looks like it's being broken by the actual biting of the wolf. Like there are fracture marks going against it.
Okay.
So,
would I know what that is?
you can give me, what type of roll would that be actually?
Is it a history roll, maybe?
I'd say history. Yeah, intelligence. Give me an intelligence roll. Whichever one you're better, intelligence or history, because I know they both feed off each other. But if you're proficient in history,
18. For
18. Wow, nice. So yeah, you recognize it, and it looks very much like the type of tattoo that you'd see on like a discerning a tribe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What tribe you don't know, but in some way it has, and based off of his appearance, you can clearly tell it has an affinity for a wolf, right? And it also has something to do with the moon, or maybe the night.
So is the guy you were talking to, is he the leader of your tribe, or he's just one of the people who represent the leader?
He's the leader, and he's my dad.
Okay.
And he's a dick.
Okay.
No, he's a real big dick, so he's an asshole.
Oh.
Okay.
Then I suggest we go get your trophy, because I like being alive. I have...
Well, it wasn't that he was going to kill you if you didn't help me get the trophy. It was just he's just not going to kill you. But if you do help me get the trophy, we can bring it back to the village. And
I have unsettled business I need to take care of, so I want to live. So, yeah, let's go.
Okay, so
I'm already by the door.
you're already by the door.
Yeah,
So
I don't hesitate.
you don't hear any banging anymore, right? Nope. Just gotta make sure that doesn't die on me.
Wow.
So we're at 1 hour and 19 minutes. I'm gonna have to charge the computer soon. So you don't hear any banging. Neither of us, any of us, hear any banging on the door, and it's completely quiet.
I try to see if I can find a way on top to see if I can see like any windows and stuff up top.
Perception.
To look
roll.
into the hallway.
Perception.
16.
Or no, investigation. Sorry, investigation.
Remember for me?
21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't difficult. There are windows, but to reach those windows, you would have to get onto the second floor. Basically, it's a multi-story house. It's about maybe 3 stories tall, right? And you would have to get to the second story to get to that window. And it's about on the other side, and on that side, there's a bit of ground, right? But there's also the cliff drop. So if you don't get your footing properly and you fall off, you could very well plunge into the drink. What are you gonna do, Batman? What about you, Mirthal?
I'm waiting for them. Do I see Astraios around?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to investigate to get a better way.
What's your idea, friend?
I'm trying to get up there, but I would need one of you to throw me up there.
No need.
Oh.
Well, you just walk up there.
Okay, so he rolled a 23.
Okay.
While you guys are discussing with each other, he walks like around you guys, and he's already trying to pull the door open. He rolled a 23 to pull it open too.
Okay.
So he's rolling it.
So
he's
I
pulling
give
it,
him my hand.
Okay.
I cast Spider Climb on you.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So you use one of your pack slots, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That was my last spell slot for it.
What other spell did you cast?
I
Arm of
yeah,
Agathis, right? That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, completely forgot almost.
Okay.
So you have Spider Klein, and he doesn't pay attention. He's pulling the door open. He's actually doing a good job too, because he rolled a 23, and because strength is one of his proficiencies, so is being athletic, and he's pulling the door open.
I go up.
Okay.
And
So you climb up.
I don't want to check the windows to see where I could find this thing. Like
Okay.
Where'd it go?
So you peer into the window, and what you do see is through a small opening, in the window itself, right? Like one of the panes is actually broken. You do see, because the other panes are actually frosted because of years of grime and not being taken care of. You see a trail of what looks like a trail of blood, right? And you can tell that it's not the blood from the decapitated thing, which is still down there, right, on the floor. Its head's still there, its body's still there. This thing, whatever it was, looks like it climbed upstairs and beelined into a different part of the house, going on the right side.
So while he's opening the door and having success doing it, I go, I think he might have went upstairs. The creature might have went upstairs because I see blood leading away through the hallway and going upstairs.
You say that out loud?
Yeah, so he could hear it.
Okay. He
And-
looks up at you.
But I see the trophy right there, right where we left it.
There's nothing hiding in the ceiling again.
I don't know if I can see the ceiling that well. I'll take another gander. Maybe I'll look, but I didn't see the ceiling last time. I just saw the blood going through, and it looks like it's going up the stairs. Unless he could somehow fake it, there's kind of hard to distinguish. If he went up on the ceiling, blood will still be coming down and raining down like
It'd be
rain
dripping,
and
right.
be dripping. I don't see any drippage, but I'll check. So that's a perception or investigation again?
What are you doing exactly?
Well, he wants me to check to see if I can see the ceiling. I'm gonna see if I can.
Investigation.
17.
17. You check the ceiling, and there was a little blood there, but whatever was there, perched there briefly, lost patience and left. And you do notice that there are like claw marks on there.
I think it might have been waiting to ambush us, but I think we took a little while. It's not here. It's not in this room.
Okay. I attempt to help. Grimjaw, is it?
Crimnir Blackmane.
Grimjaw Blackmane.
Mm-hmm.
Prim, I try to attempt to help Prim near
Open the door. Do you want to do separate athletics, or do you want me to do advantage with mine?
Do it, man. Do it
Okay.
first. I want to embarrass myself.
That's a 13. That's a 25. Okay. So he pulls the door
Mhm.
open with your assistance, right? He winds up pulling the door open, and it just... And it scrapes against the ground.
Mhm.
And it's one door is open. You don't have to open the second door, obviously.
All right.
So...
I'll retain point.
Okay, since I'm still peering through this. Do I see the monster come back? Because maybe he might have heard the noise and maybe it came back.
Give me a perception roll.
Gotcha. Oh my god. 6.
We just gotta stick to investigation. Investigation is that's it. No, you don't hear anything. As far as you saw the blood, the trail of blood, it led off to the second floor of the house, right, somewhere off.
Mhm.
Yeah, you did notice that it might have been perched up there, but it's not anymore. Yeah.
Quick question: how long does this spider walk last?
Is it concentration?
E.
I concentrated for 1 hour. I'm sorry.
So
Okay.
1 hour concentration. So if he wants to cast like an Eldritch Blast, the effect would wear off.
No, only if I cast an actual spell with concentration.
No, I thought it was just in general. No, so you can do a concentration as well.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look into that. That's weird.
Yeah,
I've always played under the whole thing of if you cast a spell, it breaks the concentration.
So, and normally under the rule too, cantrips never
Mhm.
count towards that.
Oh
No
shit,
matter
really?
what, because you know them so well, you won't have to think about it.
Oh, okay.
See, all the spells that mention concentration.
But what
or
about
memorizing?
but what about if you
depending
cast
on
a
class.
first level spell that isn't concentration? Wouldn't that break the concentration?
No, unless you're playing under different house rules.
Oh.
Normally it does not.
Okay. Damn.
You only bring concentration if you lose concentration,
Mhm.
or you switch with other concentration spell.
Okay.
So like for instance, if I was a cleric, I cast bless, and I want a new 8, one of them would have to drop.
Okay. Did not know that. I guess that was a house rule that I've been playing under the whole time.
Because the original for all the other editions was like that.
Oh,
They
okay.
changed
That
it
might have been it then.
finally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I go back down. I go through the door with them. I
Mhm.
follow them.
So, Hrimnir doesn't bother closing the door.
Mm-hmm.
When he walks in, he follows or Mirthal, and he
Yeah.
puts his hand on your shoulder,
Mhm.
very, not as disrespect or anything. He goes, "You sure you don't want me taking point?"
If I need to step right on front, but for now I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, and he gives it a like a gentle squeeze, and then he steps back and he follows right behind you.
Okay, and I head towards the corpse.
Okay, so you head towards the corpse, or we all head towards the corpse, right?
I'm gonna be on the wall though, a little behind on the wall.
So you're gonna
walking
be inside or outside?
inside,
inside?
walking on the wall.
You're like Nosferatu style. Yeah, exactly. Spider Pig, Spider.
Peter Porker here.
Peter Porker.
Peter Porker.
And so let's not get sued. It is Disney. Anyway,
Look, it was so funny.
So-
The bottles fell. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so done. And so you're how are you walking? 2 legs, like, or on 4s?
No,
So you're
walking on
just
2.
like nonchalantly walking, right?
Yeah.
It's we see it, and Hrimnir actually chuckles to himself a little bit, and start approaching the body. Hrimnir grabs the head and he goes, "Let's go."
Alright, I'll follow you.
Give me perception rolls. I'll be joining with you.
A mighty 6.
A mighty 6.
Come on with this bullshit.
What'd you get? A 4?
No,
A 2?
I got
natural
natural
1
1
into a
plus
2.
1.
Oh,
Two.
so natural 1. You don't know the shit. You're too busy walking on the wall. You're like, this is pretty.
This is fun.
It's like, this is actually a lot of fun. Exactly.
I'm
You're like-
basically Toby from Spider-Man 3. Ha, 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 ha,
yeah,
ha,
basically,
ha,
you're doing
ha,
jazz
ha,
hands, emo
ha,
haircut. You're like
ha,
slicking your hair.
ha, ha. No, I don't do that. I'd rather, yeah,
Let's
Yep.
see.
That's not take about never describe the character. Yeah, I do that later.
Perception +3. He gets a 13.
Nice.
You hear something he hears something, right? You guys notice his ear twitch, right? Which you can assume is that he heard something,
Mhm.
right? And he reaches for the double blade. He drops the head, reaches for the double-bladed scimitar on his back, and begins to draw it out.
Did
I-
you say which entrance you think it went through?
It went up the stairs.
Okay, what does that entrance look like real quick?
The entrance,
Mhm.
the door what's left of it was broken, right? It looked like something crashed through it, and it left a trail of blood going down there.
How did that archway look above it, where the door was, like when the door jam was, like the top part? Does it look decrepit? Does it look
It looks decrepit, yes.
cool? Elder Blast and try to break it down.
Okay, give me an attack roll. Oh, what's the range on Eldritch Blast?
120 feet.
Oh, you have the Agonize,
Yeah.
the spear, the Eldritch Spear thing?
No,
Or-
that's a natural
That's a
range.
natural range?
Yeah, if you get the,
That's 300, right, or something?
300.
Oh, okay, that's what
yeah.
it is. Yeah, you're more than enough.
Mhm.
So when he's doing this, I'm gonna go on the ceiling. I'm gonna take my crossbow out.
Okay.
That's 13 a hit.
13 to hit.
Yeah.
You hit it. Give me a damage roll. I want to see how much damage you do, and this will determine if it breaks fully or
So that is a 9 damage.
9 damage.
Yeah.
That's just flat out 9.
Damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
altogether with
you
the
do you get to potential this thing again?
Yeah.
So you do that again. You swing your and so everyone who's like around our age will get that reference, but anyone below our age, right? They'll be like, "What are these nerds talking about?" And so you swing the blade, and you just see the same that moon-like symbol, and you see Hrimnir actually briefly just lets go as he sees the moon symbol, right? Almost like he's infatuated with it, and it streaks across, and it strikes it, and it actually begins to buckle, and then give me perception rolls with advantage.
All right, I can't get 20
20?
total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, natural
9.
20 or?
No, 20 total.
Oh, okay.
9.
9. 9.
Nine.
Ach, mein Lieben. And so you hear it this time. You hear something like if it's manically just running and getting closer towards the door. He does it again. Give me a roll. See if you hit this.
That's going to be a 15.
Yeah, you hit. You hit on a 13, so you hit. You're good.
That's going to be simple math. Sorry, 10 force damage.
10 force damage. So this thing actually lunges through the doorway. As you do this, you swing your blade, and you hear a wolf howl in the distance, and it strikes the doorway, and it actually clips this thing too, pushing it back a little bit, because if it had it, it would have actually made it out, but that force damage pushes it back a little. It strikes the doorway, and the doorway collapses on this thing, and this thing starts convulsing and trying to claw its way out.
Grab the trophy and let's go.
Hmm?
He says it. Night, night. Grab the trophy and let's go. And he walks out.
Hrimnir goes, I have a better idea. And he winds up, are you going to attack?
Yeah, ray sickness.
Ray sickness on
Right
the...
on the thing that got caught in the door.
Okay, give me a roll. And you see Hrimnir takes out the double-bladed scimitar, and he winds up splitting it in two, and he winds up flowering the blades, and he starts
Okay.
walking towards it.
Alright. I
Where
start
the
walking
fuck is it?
alongside him.
Give us
Oh,
a...
duh, stupid. So stupid. 14.
14.
That's a hit, right?
Give me advantage, because it is technically
14.
14. You don't quite hit it. Well,
Okay.
actually, no. I'm gonna actually reduce its armor class. Yes, you do hit it. Sorry,
Oh.
because it is prone and it
Can't
can't
move,
move. Yeah. So I'm reducing its armor class. Yes, you do hit it. Roll damage.
That's 6, right? 6 and 8. 14.
14. Where are you?
Outline con save throw.
Oh, right. Ray sickness. I thought it was a crossbow bolt for a second.
No.
No, that's from yours dice. 3. So it doesn't. So it is poisoned.
Yeah.
You wind. Where you strike shooting this ray of sickness exactly?
Well, I'm gonna aim for its head.
You aim for its head?
Stuck and I'm
Okay,
trying
so
to aim
you
for its head.
full on blast its head, and this blast is bigger than the first one you did. It actually starts out small, and then as it the second it leaves his hand, right, it goes from being like this thin beam to this big, huge. Basically, it's almost like the Final Flash, basically from DBZ, and it
Oh,
shoots
yeah,
out and
bro.
blasts this thing in the head, and this thing's dead. It starts convulsing a little bit and then just falls, and the poison begins to basically eat away at the tissue to the point where the flesh comes off and nothing's left but basically some bone and maybe a little bit of, a patch of fur here and there.
And then you have a mutant trophy, my friend.
He goes, I have 2 trophies now. And so,
is the thing the same size as the one that we killed earlier?
Oh no, it is much
No,
bigger. It's bigger. It's the parent. You can assume that
it's
it was the
thing,
parent.
The wing, it's clipped. That's the one that's clipped with the blood.
Claw, the one
Okay.
claw. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wow, didn't you have to do combat? That would have been rough.
Now you know how he feels.
Yeah. And so we go,
Water
and you
sphere.
see
Remember
he
that.
winds up.
Water spear.
Water sphere? I gotta hear the story later. So, he rolled a natural 20 on a strength check. So he literally just grabs it by like a bowling ball. He grabs the eyes, right, and rips the head out. And he rips it out. And it's the entire spine comes out. It's like something out of Mortal Kombat.
Like
And
a
you
predator.
see, he smiles at it. It's a little disturbing that he's smiling at it, and he tosses it up, grabs it by the spine, and ignoring the fact that there's like blood on it and just ichor, and he just flings it on his back, and he looks at you guys and goes, "Thanks," and he just starts walking. And then as he's walking, he scoops up the little one's head, and he carries that too. He starts heading out the door.
Yummy.
So
I follow him, and I dismiss my great sword.
so you send your sword away again.
Mhm.
Okay, your sword goes away. What do you do?
I walk.
So you spider walk.
I walk down the.
Okay,
the
it's
roof.
only been about maybe 15 minutes or
And
so,
I
right?
just keep
Okay.
walking
We're
on the
addressing this
wall.
pretty quickly.
I'll warn him before. he
Yeah,
runs
yeah, okay.
out.
He's like, dude, you're climbing the tallest building in the city, and you only got 5 minutes left.
I'm walking with my hands in my
Okay.
pockets. Like,
Give me-
Doing the Spider-Man 2 video game.
Yeah.
Western. Right before
And
you
so
hit the round.
you guys exit out,
Mhm.
and you see Krimnir hurries over to who you assume is who you know is his dad.
Mhm.
And are you guys right next to him, or
I am. at
okay?
the very
What about you?
least.
I'm a little back.
Okay.
Mhm.
He thumbs to you. He goes, Mirthal. You told his name, Astraios.
Yeah.
Astraios, and he pushes both heads onto his dad very disrespectfully, right? And he goes, "Your turn. Shut up."
Okay.
And you see, you don't need to do perception rolls. You see just everyone's eye, like their jaws are dry. Like, did he just really speak that way to the chief? Like, I know it's his son, but come on, a little respect,
Mhm.
So now, after he gives him the heads, I take off my hood and my scarf.
Oh, you're wearing a hood and scarf?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No,
Okay.
because I didn't describe myself. Because
Okay.
It was all in the plan because the way I'm gonna play my character.
Right,
That's
right.
what he
Right.
would do.
Yeah.
So he takes, and all you see is like his face. It looks like it got hit by like a fire a little bit.
So there's like a burn mark here?
Like a scar, but it's not a burn mark. Like you could tell it's not a burn mark,
Okay.
but it's weird how it looks.
Okay, it's a scar, but it...
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's etched like a burn mark, but it's not.
It's like someone purposely disfigured you in some
Yeah.
way. Okay.
So, and then I just take a deep breath and I'm like, and I just shake my hair, and it's like, I would say it's not long. It's maybe about little less than shoulder length hair.
Okay, so you have about shoulder length hair.
Yeah.
Krimnir has long hair, like
Yeah.
it's going down like pretty much like touching the base of his, not a little bit beyond the base of his spinal cord or his backbone essentially. So in the distance you just hear the sound of like just two very large creatures being pulled. And you see in each arm he's holding reins and two saddled dire wolves, right? And he presents them towards you and he goes, "Here's your ride."
Okay, nothing that is gonna let me ride or nothing that domesticated wild.
He whistles and both sit down.
Awesome. I hop on.
So you get on. It's a little weird at first,
After me, yeah.
but it gets used to you really quickly because you could tell that these things are very obedient. And he whistles again, and
hop
you
on.
get on too.
Yeah.
When you guys get on, they lift up, and Krimnir's walking basically between you two, basically making sure these things don't act up because they are still animals.
Yes.
So something could spook them or something else could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So we headed towards your village.
Yeah, it's probably about a couple hours down the road.
All right.
Anything out of the ordinary?
I mean, you've pretty much seen what everyone else looks like. So
Okay.
if you've seen me, you've seen them too.
Okay.
So, but they tend to be narrow-minded too towards outsiders. So hence the reason why I had to get this to make sure you guys came with us. So.
Well, I appreciate that.
And well, you do me a salad, I do you a salad.
Agreed.
So, and then you can also figure out what you are doing here or why you're here. Because
True.
that's a bit odd. Trust me, I've hung out with some people and have those type of nights. I've never woke up in an entirely different place before. Well, I've woken up in an entirely different place. When he begins to ramble on, he says, well, technically this one time, he just starts telling these stories off.
So,
Then he goes,
can I ask you something?
yeah.
The place we were at, does it hold any significance?
It used to belong to a very wealthy but cruel individual. He's long gone now, but he did things. Wonderful things. But at a terrible price. Those flying things were one of those things. So.
Okay.
You look like you have something to say?
When you said, "Oh, you can find out what you're doing here,"
Mhm.
I get upset, and then I mutter something to myself.
Should I insight it? Do you want me to insight it?
If you need to.
Okay.
Or actually, no. What is it so you could hear me?
A perception.
Perception.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mutter it to myself.
Okay. Perception. Okay. That's a 20, not natural 20. That's a 20.
Dirty 20?
Hmm?
13, 20?
A
Yeah,
dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Yeah, dirty
You
20.
hear me mutter. I was so close. I almost figured it out.
And you notice, you don't have to perceive. It's because it's a familiar sight. Do
Mhm.
you want to notice this too?
Sure.
Okay. You don't have to do perception. You know, because you've already experienced it as well. His ear twitches, signifying that he has heard something. You don't know whether it is what you said, but his ear does twitch.
Okay. I'm gonna test his hearing, cause I seen it twitch again.
Mm-hmm.
I went, and so I say something very faint, almost like I don't say anything. It's more like an audible noise.
You want me to take a disadvantage? Or
if you want.
Well, no.
I don't,
this is
you
the
could
one
do-
moment
you
where the
could do-
DM becomes the player. I'm
you
trying
could just,
to
you could just roll.
just
no
a regular roll?
disadvantage,
Okay.
Yeah.
13.
All right. So you hear it,
He
but I'm
hears-
it's barely it's like
Like
a Michael Myers, like a breathing,
yeah.
like.
You notice again his ear twitches.
And I just I smile.
Okay, and you can assume now
Yeah,
that
that
he
he's
definitely
heard
did heard
me,
what
yeah.
you said, and he's purposely playing ignorant. It's more. It's not that he's trying to insult you. It's more of an trying to respect your privacy and your bounds, and not dig into something that, based off of what he heard, could very well have been painful for you. So, and he's just leading you guys through this forest. Within this 2-hour walk, is there something you guys want to do? Talk to each other, anything like that? Or do you want just to treat this as a fast travel moment? Because these woods seem very... It's like these woods don't fuck with these people type of vibe, essentially. Because they're very much riding nonchalantly, just very relaxed. They have weapons at the ready, but they are riding relaxed.
So what were you doing before you woke up in this place?
Erring for the mistress.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Nice. How long have you been doing that for?
About a century.
Ooh, wow. Okay, you're pretty old there, huh?
He's not paying mind. He's trying to give you guys,
Yeah.
privacy. He's just leading them the
Well.
wolves.
We knew what we must. And I do have a longer life fan the most.
I agree. We do always do.
What about you?
Um. Uh. I was essentially looking for me, but it's not me. I'm looking for something.
A creature or yourself?
I don't know, but it wasn't me. I just know it looked like me.
Have I heard anything, DM, that sounds like that?
So what were you searching for? Or what were
I
you?
was searching for me,
You're searching for you.
but it wasn't me. I
That's
don't know
super
what
cryptic.
but I don't know what it
Yeah.
was.
Give me an insight check, because that is with disadvantage, because that is super cryptic.
I don't know anyway.
The answer was within us all along. What answer? What? What? It's not a knock.
Yeah. Nah. One total.
Hmm?
One total.
One total?
Yeah.
All right.
You can't discern what he says. He's like, there's a part of you. Yeah.
Okay. Something happened that I got this,
Okay.
but they punished me because they thought I did something, but I didn't. It's just the thing that did it looked exactly like me.
So you're saying something assumed your business
Yes.
and committed heinous acts, and you took the blame from it.
Yeah, because everybody else saw me, but they didn't see me.
I understand. Now it's a bit clearer.
Yes. I don't mean to be cryptic, but I can't explain it to you
No.
any way other than that, because nobody saw me, but they did see me.
They thought it was you.
Yes.
What's in the box? I understand.
So I'm trying to figure out what it was. I've only seen it once, and that's
Where, if you don't mind me asking? Look, they're saying you insert name later.
It was in a place I was very comfortable with.
Okay.
So
I don't know of anything of the sort, but if I find anything out, I'll be sure and pass it their way.
neither do I, which is weird. I've been studying so many different books for such a long time. I just don't know what that is. And I'm sure there's tons of books I could study, which is what I was on my way to go to. I heard of a rumor that there might be certain books that are hidden from certain people. What you just need to know who to ask
And as you
where
say
to go.
this, his ears twitch again, and this time he can't ignore what you're saying. And he just looks over his shoulder and says, "It sounds like you might want to visit the Antoneum."
The what?
Where is his Antoneum?
I don't know, but it's a place with lots of books, and it has every book, and by lots I mean every book that's ever been written. I overheard it from a traveler that came to our village a long time ago when I was a wee little guy, pup, as it were, and he mentioned how this wonderful place called the Antoneum, and it had every book ever to have been written.
Interesting.
Do you know where this Antoneum is?
I don't.
Would your dad know, maybe?
Maybe he could. You'd have to ask him yourself. I mean, or I could ask him for you, but we're not exactly on the greatest speaking terms, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I'll ask him myself. Thank you. But, some things, need to be handled by yourself personally, so.
I understand. And he goes back to just looking straight forward, just leading the wolves by their reins.
Now I'm just, so deep in thought that if you talk to me, I'm not going to hear you. Because now I'm just in my head. And you could see, you could see the wheels turning in my head, the cogs, starting to spin. And I'm just trying to think. And I'm just thinking.
Well,
So he's lost in thought.
Anook, our new companion,
Mm-hmm.
you seem, I noticed, to have reverence for my blade, by chance. Perhaps you know of it?
He smirks, and he goes, "It just reminds me of someone close to me."
Would you like to see it again? I'm trying to learn about the weapon.
Sure, if you want.
And I'll summon it.
So you summon it, and it has that sound again of, wolves running through a forest, and then also the sound of the howls that precede it, or follow it. And he smiles again, right?
And I hold out to him.
To touch.
Mhm.
He lets go of your wolf for a moment. What's your reaction of him letting go of the wolf?
No panic.
No panic?
No
Okay.
emotion.
And the wolf doesn't do anything. The wolf is as if it's still being led by the reins. And he actually touches it. He touches the pommel in particular, the wolf.
I'm gonna be holding it like this.
Yeah.
Right short,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And he touches it. And give me insight. This is gonna be an insight roll.
Do I hear the howl?
Yeah, you hear. Yeah.
So I
You've
think
heard-
that brings my attention to.
15.
Okay, so you want to look at the sword too, or
No, I'm just looking at them interact. I'm like,
Okay. Do you want to try to read Hrimnir too, or no?
don't want to try to no.
Insight him? No. Okay.
16.
16. You see a look on his face. It's a very nostalgic look, and there's just a slight hint, very slight, minute hint of melancholy. It's a smile, but there is a little bit of a sadness to it, right? But ever so slight. And then he retracts his hand from it and starts grabbing the reins again. And he looks at you and goes, "Thank you."
No problem. I make
Just
it.
Poofs.
poof
It
away.
disappears, and then there's again that slight howl as it disappears.
And do you know anything of it besides your memories?
It reminds me of someone, like I said.
I understand. If you ever hear anything about the blame, please pass me along the information.
I will.
And I hope the memory brings you some kind of solace. Not
And
to cry.
you see for a moment he grabs, he holds onto the tattoo of the wolf. He puts his hand over it a little bit, and then he continues to lead.
I give him a solemn nod and I say no more.
You want anything else? Okay. So that takes up a good 2 hours, and while you guys are walking, or as you complete your journey to the village, you notice the village is borderline like a town size, right? This village of these animalistic looking people. There's some people who look similar to wolves. There's one that actually looks a little bit like a fox. There's another one that looks somewhat resembling of a coyote. Another one that resembles even a big burly dude that looks like a bear, right? You see this menagerie of different, essentially animalistic looking individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And they stop, and as the one who's leading them is the group is Hrimnir, right? Should be his father, but his father's in the back with his hunting buddies essentially, and holding onto basically the spine skull of that creature, and then the head of the baby thing tied towards tied to his saddle. And Hrimnir's just leading you guys through, and they stop and stare. Give me insights. A lot of rolling this episode.
15.
15?
18.
18, damn. So, you guys, remembering what Hrimnir said to you guys earlier, you guys pick up on that, okay, it's because we're outsiders that they're looking at us. It's more of like, what are they doing here? Why did the chief let him in? It's also that there's also a little side glance of Hrimnir. Why is he taking charge? That type of look. So he leads you guys to what passes as the stables for the town. And the village, I said town, the village itself is it's comprised of all wood-made houses, essentially, right? Good.
Does anybody look at what was his name? Grimnir? No,
Krimnir.
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 Does anybody look at him like not in a disdained way? Like they're like in not like super proud, but like they're like, oh wow, like in a positive sort of way instead of just be like, what the hell is he leading them?
No one in this crowd right now.
Okay.
There are more people. This isn't the entire village. It's just a select few that happen to be at the front, particularly like the guards at the gate, and some people who are in the immediate area, right?
Okay.
And he just ignores it and just starts leading you guys past it and towards what passes us off the stable. The village itself is quite large, right? For what you guys might have expected for something that might be a very primitive group of individuals, but they are far from primitive. They actually have wood housing, right? And it looks like an actual village. Like you can tell, there's like a proper pub and like a proper inn, and just like nestled in this. It's almost as if it's like isolated from the rest of the world, separated from it by the forest itself.
Okay.
And so he leads you guys to the stables, and he hitches the wolves to a post, and then he feeds each of them. You see, he goes to basically like a trough almost, takes out a huge slab of meat, right? Tosses it between both of them, right? And you guys are still on, right? And they both grab it and start pulling. They don't fight for it. They just start pulling it. Like they understand, we'll rip it in half, and whoever gets what. And they just start tearing at this meat. So what do you guys want to do?
I think I'll get off.
Okay, so you guys get off.
Yeah, I do the same.
You get off. So you guys get off, and what would you like to do?
Is there anywhere we could rest? Well, at least me.
There's an inn down the road. I'll go with you guys because they might be narrow-minded and refuse service.
When's the last time you guys had outsiders in this village?
Last time that trader came in, basically. That
the guy from
traveler.
the castle.
The traveler. Whenever that traveler who told me about the NTM. We don't get many people.
He's a trader.
Trader, as in a trader, like someone who trades goods.
Oh,
not a trader, not like Benedict Arnold. No.
Yeah, I'm like,
No.
What?
A traveling trader.
Okay.
A merchant, I'll say. There you go.
Okay. Is there any reason why? Is it because the villages are so far apart as one of the reasons?
The gentleman who owned that house, we're here because of him. Or at least my ancestors were here because of him.
Part the wonderful things he did.
Yeah. We didn't always look this handsome.
I respect that.
So, I was born into this, so.
I'm hungry. The inn sounds good.
Hope you like meat. That was not supposed to come out like that. You took it there. You took it
I
there.
was trying not to say
Ernie,
anything.
My Damien took it there. Not my character.
Yeah, so that you automatically went like,
yeah.
damn it, Michael.
I kind of did that on purpose to see what your responses were.
Well, instant response.
Yeah. I was seeing who would break first. Yes.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
Oh.
you're raising your hand like, yes, young man, student. May I go to the bathroom? Can you? So he goes, inn's down the block. I'll go with you guys so there's any problems. Also, the innkeep starter has a thing for me, so maybe I can get you guys a good rate. You do have some coin on you, right?
Yeah, you know, accept golden coins here?
They accept legal tender, yeah.
Okay.
But they don't interact with outsiders much, but Dad does like to go out and visit civilized society, as it were.
Understood.
Okay.
May I ask you where you stay?
Where I
in
stay?
case we need you, meaning that they're so hostile to outsiders here. I don't want to monopolize your company, but
I'll stay with the innkeep's daughter today.
Ah, you read my mind, brother man.
Astraios, are you also joining him in the ancient daughter?
No,
She's
I
not
just,
into that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I just figured because we're outsiders, I don't think we should be far from him.
No, he made.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The
So
way I'm a character. The way you said that.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
I assume you were talking towards.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wouldn't be into that. This is the DM's. He's saying she wouldn't be into it because while she would acknowledge you guys being there, but it's as long as he's there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't want anything to happen to you while he's away. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll stay with the innkeep's daughter.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Don't worry about it. I owe you guys anyway. And so you concluded everything at the stable?
At the same old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe so.
Yeah.
So he leads you to the inn. The inn is called the Duskfall Tavern
Mm-hmm.
and Inn. It has that not the ampersand. Yeah, ampersand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right there, and inn. Like it needs to associate the fact that it is a tavern and inn, right? As opposed to just the tavern or pub that's beside it that isn't an inn. And so as you guys are walking, give me... Well, actually, you don't need to. You guys already noticed there are eyes on you as he's leading you guys. And there are moments where there's like one person like gives you like a snide look like, ugh, really? And Hrimnir actually growls at them. And then they shake their head and like back off. And as you guys get to the Duskfall Tavern and Inn, he pulls open the door and he goes,
Thank
right
you.
this way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I enter.
So as you enter, everyone stops. You can hear a pin drop, right? And everyone just stops and stares at these two, one elf and one human, right? And they all cock their head, men, women, right? Just all cock their heads, raise an eyebrow, and then Hrimnir pushes between you two, right? Briskly. And stands there, and then everyone just stops and starts going back to drinking or talking, whatever they're doing, enjoying their libations, as it were. And so Hrimnir says, go get a table, if you can find one, and I'll do some talking. And so he separates from you guys and goes towards the bar counter. And you immediately notice he starts talking to quite an attractive-looking young lady who resembles of his type of people. So
Okay.
So go find a table, gentlemen.
I'm going to find the table that fill almost. And
Okay, so you find a table. It takes a few minutes, right? Because this place is packed. And you find a table, and there are no seats, though. It seems like the seats that were there, right, were taken to other tables to fit tables that were basically smaller to have more people. Like when you overcrowd a table at a bar sometimes, right? Like the tall standing chairs. So there is a table, but there is no seating for it. It's a high top table, too.
that's fun. I'll stand at the table and wait.
Yeah, you're 6 foot. You're 6'8". So Hrimnir's about 6'2". So you
We're
guys
all
are about
tall
equal height.
bastards,
Yeah, they're all about equal height, and then you tower over us. So
I'm just standing there right now trying to see if I can find an open seat soon.
okay, give me a perception roll, both of you. Let me see if you hear anything.
9.
9?
Yeah.
9?
I'm sorry, no, 11.
11?
One, yeah.
15.
15. So you guys hear in the distance, just all around you, actually, just like offside comments like, hey, why did he bring outsiders here? And he says, would you see that one? That knife ear? Which you know that's a derogatory term.
I am saying calmly, you do have some.
You don't know
insight,
who it
but-
came from. You just hear it. You just hear it
Okay.
from somewhere. There's just all terms. He goes, what about that pink one? The human.
I smirk a little bit, and I put my hands. Just
How do we know they won't kill us, huh? Should we? No. Maybe. Yeah. And then Hrimnir comes back, and he drops down a key on your table, and he goes, on the house.
Question.
Yeah.
In your people respect, I don't mean this in a derogatory meaning, my friend. They respect strength. What's the law here?
You see Hrimnir smiles, right? And he just nods at you guys, right? And he walks. Let me just... That's good. He got a 26. You see he just nonchalantly grabs the head of some guy on another table, pulls back his head, and smashes it into the table, right? Face first, blood goes all over the place, teeth fly, right? And the guy's knocked out. The guy's completely out, and he pushes him aside, and he smiles at you.
Understood.
And then the whispers that you were beginning to hear all around, they stop. They go back to just talking to each other, not about you guys. Like, they're like trying to stay away from talking about Hrimnir whatsoever. So. Yes, Astraios. What do you want to do?
I see that. I take my hands out of my sleeves, and I make believe like I'm going towards you, and I'm gonna trip, and I'm gonna put my hand on, like, to hold myself and put my hand on somebody's shoulders, and then I'm looking down, and I just mutter something like
to Hrimnir?
like a whisper. No.
Or
just a whisper.
Okay. Perception roll?
No.
Oh.
I'm using my spell
Oh.
to try to touch the guy's shoulder, so a noise could come from his shoulder.
The guy who Hrimnir just
Just
knocked out,
no.
or
Just
just some random guy?
Just
Okay.
a random guy.
Okay. What's the spell?
I'm just gonna say.
The magical manipulation.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say. Hey, I'm over here, and it's gonna sound like it's coming from this side.
Okay. Let me see.
From where I touched him.
Okay. He rolled a natural 19. I'll do it with disadvantage because no, because the fact that he's more focused on the fact that Hrimnir just knocked out some guy. Like, shit. You rolled a natural 20.
Yeah.
So natural 19 it is. And so he actually looks at you as you touch him. He doesn't hear anything or show that he hears anything. You don't see any twitching or anything. But he looks at you and he goes, "Can I help you?"
No, I just tripped. Sorry.
Damn straight you're sorry. And he shrugs your arm off, and he goes back to drinking.
All right. So, I look at you and I go, so, just brute strength will impress people?
Some people. You gotta be cunning about it, too, sometimes. And let's see if he can be cunning about it. That's a natural 17, but let me see. What's his sleight of hand? This is great. Okay, so he gets a 20, dirty 20. And you barely see it, right? You only see it because he wants you to see these parts. And then it's just like a quick swipe. And then he just drops a small coin purse onto the middle of the table.
I'm okay. I smile because I'm looking at the guy I touched, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for him to move his shoulder, because when he moves his shoulder, the thing's gonna pop, and I just put my arm in the sleeve, and I'm just gonna.
What are
wait.
you doing, by the way, Mirthal?
I grabbed the key to the room before we leave it behind like morons. And,
Smart.
And I'm going to stand up and join my friend behind the bar.
Who at the bar?
Yeah, at the bar.
No,
We're-
we're at the
no, we're at
table.
the table.
We're at the table still.
At the table.
Yeah.
Right now, we're getting into the ego phase of things.
Yeah.
Because,
We seem to be getting along good right now.
I'm gonna ask, do we go to the bar for something to eat? How does it work here?
Sure. Drinks on him. And he takes the coin purse.
One second, guys.
Sound good.
Hold on. I whistle.
Okay.
Just to get a reaction from the guy, so he
Right.
can move his shoulder.
So you whistle, right? And the guy just twitches a little bit and then moves his shoulder like this. You know, he rotates his shoulders and then tries to shake off whatever he felt.
So now the voices go, hey, over here, because I want him to look that way.
Okay.
When he looks the other way,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to quickly take out my dagger,
Mm-hmm.
slice his cheek, and swipe his coin purse at the same time.
Give me an attack roll and a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do it.
Yeah.
All right, the attack roll was 10 plus.
Advantage because he's not expecting it. He's distracted.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 17, and then the sleight of hand is also
Yeah,
advantage?
you hit. So you do nick him in the cheek. And see your sleight of hand if he even notices.
Let's see.
What?
Natural 20.
Effortlessly, it's right. It's like that's it. We don't even see the fact that you took his coin purse, right? We just see you nick him, right? And he feels it. He's like, he thinks it's like a bug. He touches his cheek and he's actually bleeding. Actually, do me a 1d4 because you're not trying to hurt him. So give me a 1d4 damage roll for him.
Again,
3.
3. It's not just like a graze, right? It's actually pretty deep. Like you went in like maybe 3 inches into like actually cutting him on his cheek, and he's actually like bleeding now. And he grabs his chin. He actually just starts leaving the bar.
I go, drinks aren't that guy, and I give you his coin purse.
And so he opens your coin purse, opens it, and he marries the 2 coin purses, tosses the other one, and then ties it up. There are about maybe 15 gold coins in there. So yeah. So, 15 gold coins, that can buy plenty of drinks. And he shakes it and he goes, to waking up in strange places.
That is true.
Yeah.
For the first time since everything started, you see a small smile
On Mirthal's face?
Yeah.
All right, do you guys want to take a small break? And then we'll go back to the enjoying drinks part of the story?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes, folks.
I just.
And we're back. All right, so last we left off, our heroes, or traveling companions, as it were, strange bedfellows, were heading over to the bar, courtesy with 15 ill-gotten coins, and
Oh, not it earned. It's a matter of perception.
exactly.
I was just showing you,
exactly.
you know. I was just showing you
The
my
skill.
strength.
Yeah,
know?
exactly. You know, mixture of Batman right there. So, leading the pact, as it were, Hrimnir heads to the bar. He pushes forcefully the 2 people who are crowding around him to make enough room for both of you. And he flags over the girl he was talking to earlier. She comes over, and she looks at you, and unlike the others, she doesn't give you that disdain look, right? That look of disdain.
Mm-hmm.
But you also sense that it could very well be because from what you've gathered information from Hrimnir, right? It's because he's with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you could tell basically if he wasn't here, maybe she would probably may have not seen you, or may have just been like very rude and be like, what do you want? Right? But instead she comes up to you and she actually says, how can I help you? And Hrimnir goes, I'll take my usual. And she rolls her eyes at him and smiles. She looks to you, Astraios.
You guys wouldn't happen to have water around, would you?
She looks at you. She goes, we have water. Just water?
Yeah.
Water, wink, or just water?
Just water.
Okay, she's like, just have to make sure. And then she looks at you.
I'll have what he's having. I point towards.
And Hrimnir looks at you and he puts his hand. He's like, no disrespect, my friend, but this is bad. You sure?
No one in them once, right?
Exactly why I'm asking.
Complete that pan. Ready on.
All right. He slaps your back, right? And goes, 2 then. And he tosses her the 15 gold coins. Just keep them coming. Until my face is numb. And so she winds up going off, and she winds up getting, what do you call it? She winds up coming back with 2 big tankards, not one in each hand, 2 in one hand, and then what looks like normally double shot glass, right? Filled with a brackish, like amber-colored liquid, right? And rests them down, and the beer, because it's like overflowing a little bit, spills over the tankard, and you see Hrimnir slides one over to you,
I'm
and
gonna
then
make my Batman character 1 minute, please.
and Hrimnir takes one of the shots of that amber brackish liquid, and then the ale is basically a standard lager. It's like a blonde lager, right?
Okay.
Something akin to like a Guinness Blonde, or if Budweiser didn't taste like shit, that type of thing.
I concur.
Listen, Budweiser's carbonated water. It's seltzer water.
Yeah, it is. But if it wasn't seltzer water, essentially. And so he winds up passing that to you, and he goes like, looks up to you, smiles, and he looks at you, and he says, "You sure?"
Yeah.
Each their own. And he drops the shot glass, or what you can consider as a shot glass, down in there, and it starts fizzing violently in there. And before it could actually shoot up like almost like a science experiment, like the volcano, he chugs the whole thing.
I do the same. I attempt to
Okay.
do the same thing. Let me clarify.
It's your first drink, so don't worry about it, right?
Oh, okay.
A few seconds go by, and you're feeling pretty toasty. You're feeling pretty good. It's like, all right, I'm pretty good. And she comes back with more. Hrimnir does the same thing. He downs his. Are you going to be downing yours?
I'll have one more. With him.
One more? Okay. This one, give me a check to see if you're drunk.
Content?
Constitution, yeah.
14.
14? You're not drunk, but you're starting to feel a little tipsy. Like, you feel very agreeable. Like, if you're at that stage where, like, someone could say something that's really offensive, and you'd be like, it's okay, man. You know? Hrimnir waves her over again, right? He does the same thing, downs his. What are you doing? Are you going to... Food?
Oh, yes.
So
food.
Hrimnir's going to do a con save.
Food.
He rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
He's drunk. He's not passed out, but he's drunk, right? It's hit him harder because he has an empty stomach, and he had 3. You only had 2, right? So he's at that phase where he's like, not only is he agreeable, but he's starting to get there. And so you see, when she notices this, you don't even have to do an insight check or a perception. She's like, she rolls her eyes at this, like, oh great, again, I have to carry him up the stairs now, that type of thing, right? And she goes, what would you want? We're limited in what we have, but
What do you recommend?
well, we have a nice cut of steak, we have some fish if that's your thing, but the fish is limited. We only have salmon currently. It is spawning season for them.
Then let me have the steak, please.
The steak? How would you like it prepared?
Medium rare.
Medium? So she goes off, she writes it down. How about you?
That sounds good.
So you
Medium rare steak.
see she writes 2 medium rares, and then she starts just writing a bunch of other stuff underneath it, right? Like, it's like a laundry list of things. Do you guys want to see if you could
Yes.
perceive it?
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Then, what did you put in my food, bro?
Facts.
Ah, shit, I don't know crap.
What is it? 4? What'd you
Wait,
roll?
I keep messing up with one negative and positive. 6.
6? Okay.
I rolled a 6.
Or 6? The dice check isn't that difficult. You do together. You're able to get bits and pieces. and you notice that it's more food, right? And you can quickly assume that she's not writing more food for you guys.
Yeah.
She's writing more food for Hrimnir. Like, she already knows
Yeah.
he's gonna need it, and he should have it.
What
So-
other stuff do you guys have
Uh,
by any chance?
you see, she gets done writing the long list, right?
Mhm.
And she goes, exactly what?
Whatever. I'm starving. Steak is great, but I don't think it's gonna
Sides?
fill me
You
up.
want sides?
Sure.
Mixed vegetables, carrots, leeks, potatoes, corn. That's in season.
I'll take mixed vegetables. And
Mixed vegetables and
Hell
potatoes. Okay. Would you like any sauces with that? A lemon butter sauce, maybe?
Ooh, yeah.
What about? Or would you like the village's special?
No,
No.
lemon
sure?
butter sounds fine. You got me at that one.
How about you?
Village special.
Village
sounds
special?
interesting.
What would you? It's a type of sauce. What would
Mhm.
you?
Yeah, let's take that with it. That's all.
That's all on the steak.
Yeah.
Okay. So she goes and fulfills the order. Hrimnir flags her over again. He downs his drink. He's fine. Rolled a natural 15 plus his con, so he's fine.
Nice.
Let me see what that is actually though. Okay, so he rolled an 18. Yeah, he's fine.
Oh yeah.
He's fine. He downs it like nothing, and he flags her over one more time, but he doesn't do the drink just yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take a few minutes for the food. Are you guys want to talk about anything? Hrimnir's drunk.
I want to try to see if I can take the drink from his hand
Okay.
and just try it.
It's just beer. You're grabbing. He hasn't mixed the concoction yet.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so you just grab the beer,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks at you. And he goes, "About time."
And then
He's moving back and forth, like he's like balancing.
Slide their hand and get concoction in without him noticing.
No, I was gonna do that. I was gonna grab it and look at it without him noticing.
So-
I was gonna, like,
Do you want to still do that? What do you want to do exactly, guys? Like, because
Like
you were
what-
gonna mix it anyway, I guess.
yeah.
So do you want to do that sleight of hand? Do you want him to do a sleight of hand, or
I do it,
okay?
and then I laugh and I go, a little too slow.
Okay. Okay.
I hear you.
So he already grabs it by the time you try to go for it, right?
Mhm.
And there's that moment where it's like you guys had the same idea.
Actually, you know what? That aren't even for a listening roll.
Oh, really? Okay. Roll off. I love these. Add initiative.
So that's it. 11 for me.
Oh, come on, one time.
Yeah, you won that
What
one.
was it?
Yeah,
18
that's
plus
what-
2.
18. He is faster than you
Yeah.
with that regard. In that regard, he grabs before you can, right? And he
Mhm.
just you drop it in like he did, and then you down the whole thing. You don't drink often, you said?
Yeah.
Not often. Give me a con save.
Yeah, that's true. That's a 20 altogether.
20 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine. You feel a little toasty,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing really to write home about, right? And the taste. Oh, I forgot to even describe the taste. The taste is pretty unique. You know what paint thinner smells like?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now imagine if you can accompany a taste to it.
Bacardi Superior.
It's like
No,
border.
actually bad.
Bacardi Superior.
I haven't had that, so I can't say.
It tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Okay, so yeah, imagine having paint thinner, right? But rubbing alcohol dropped into it as a chaser. That's what it tastes like. And the thing is, it goes down smooth at first,
Uh-huh.
and then there's a bit of an afterburn,
Yeah,
right? That
yeah,
comes up like a
yeah.
volcano erupting, and
I earned my chance.
you start to feel it like in your chest a little bit. You're like, whoa! And you remember he just downed like 4 of them just now,
Oh.
right? And he flagged her. He looks at it, he says, flags her over, and this time she brings over 3 drinks. And wait, no, your drink you never drink, so you still have yours, right?
What,
Did you order one? Oh no, you ordered just food, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she brings one just out of instinct for you because your food's gonna be coming soon, for him, and then one for you, right?
So.
So we eat a bit first before we take the next drink?
You see,
Oh, the-
Hermir drops it in. He downs
Oh,
it.
the food hasn't come yet.
Food hasn't come yet.
All right,
You gonna do it
so-
too?
I'll respect. Yeah.
Okay.
I give him a chunk. You know?
Natural 20.
So it tells me I'm not gonna
It's-
we'll see.
He's despite the 20, he's still drunk. So
What is this? Oh damn! No, that's not now.
what'd you get?
In total of 4.
Oh no.
You're tipsy, virgining on drunk. Like you're not quite losing your balance, but you're getting there, right? But you see Hrimnir, he's grinning from ear to ear because he is so proud of like you could tell, like it's clearly he's proud of these 2 people, outsiders, drinking this drink with him and holding their own.
I go to you, and I give you my alchemist kit, and I go, "Don't let me have this." I go
He's
to you.
drunk.
No, but I told him put it away. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Don't let me have this. Put it
I
away."
will put it in my pack.
Yeah, so you don't have your alchemist kit. You have his
Yes,
alchemist
he
kit.
has it.
Yeah.
Because I go, the last time I was a little intoxicated,
There's no more village. I'm just kidding.
let's just say, where I lived, I could have ate my room.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't ask me how I did
You
that.
see how it said lived past tense, so it's not there anymore. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because
Mental note required.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I ate it, and I must have been drunk because I woke up and I felt like I wanted
He got
to
super munchies.
eat it. So, cheers. And
You down it?
and I try to down it.
Give me a con save.
Okay.
7 plus.
7 plus
4.
4. You're starting to feel tipsy, right? So you're starting to feel tipsy. A few minutes go by. The food finally comes, right? You have your mixed vegetables with the lemon butter. She drops it in front of you.
I go,
Right.
3 more.
You're ordering 3 more drinks?
Yeah, 3 more.
You see, she looks at Hrimnir and he goes, well, you heard the man. 3 more for him. 3 more for me.
Oh no!
3 more for my friend right here.
Make that 1 for me.
No,
And
no,
she goes,
no.
she goes, sure, 3 more. She looks at you and winks at you like, yeah, I'll give you only just 1 more. So she drops off Hrimnir's food, which is just, it looks like the poo-poo platter, essentially. It has like everything. You have like kielbasa there. You have like ribs. You have like some steak, some fish, heaping of potatoes, right? And so he just starts he doesn't even bother with the fork and the utensils, which are supplied to you, right? He just grabs the claw of food and just shoves it in his gullet and just starts chewing it very sloppily. Like food starts coming out of his mouth open. He goes, "You guys are a lot of fun." And he just starts chewing his food like that.
I go, hey, you're pretty cool. And I go in my sleeve instead of using the fork and knife, and I take my dagger that doesn't have blood on it, and I go,
Had blood on it. You just bite into the steak? So you just bite into the steak, right? And it's like, so you see a little blood start dripping, like from the steak itself, because it was medium rare,
Yeah,
right?
medium.
It starts dribbling on the side of your mouth. You're gonna try your food?
Yeah, I'm gonna try my food.
Okay, so you have your food the normal way, I
Yeah.
assume, because you're like the
The
most sober
normal
one
way.
here, right?
And also,
And-
before I get too intoxicated, I slide her 2 coins.
So you slide 2 coins.
2 gold coins.
2 gold
It
coins.
could be-
So she takes it, she smiles at you, and bows her head, and she pockets it where she pocketed the coin purse. Whatever's in that not secret sauce, but the village special, right? It's actually really good. Have you ever guys had Creole butter before?
yep.
It tastes like Creole butter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is
Yeah, it
good.
tastes like Creole butter. But yeah, so it tastes amazing, right? And it's cooked perfectly, medium rare. There's nothing in your food, like whatever concerns you had about maybe, like you said, like poison or something, they didn't do. So, he goes and he takes both his drinks. He drops both of them, and not even caring that he's gonna spill some of it, he just downs 2 of them at once.
Okay, so
Constitution with disadvantage.
Do I have 3 with
14.
me?
You have 3 with you.
And he has 1?
He has just 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
I take my 1.
Hrimnir is he's at this point where he just has his face like this on the bar, like his head is in his hand like this, and that's what's keeping it up, because if it was just he wouldn't be able to keep it up by himself without his hand being there.
Do you see? Do you see that he gave
That's
me?
all 20 on my drink.
He
on your
gave
drink,
me.
Yeah.
you're fine. You actually start to sober a little.
He gave me his extra drink. Look, he only got one. I got 3. I had one already.
Who are you saying that to? Hrimnir?
Yep.
Hrimnir is so far gone at this point, he's
Mm.
not saying anything. He just looks at you.
You
Just
want a nut?
Huh?
You want to take a nut?
You see, he tries. Are you going to try to stop him from reaching for his drink, or are you going to...
I would probably think that was disrespectful, so I wouldn't.
Okay,
stop
so
him.
he takes the last drink, and he drops it in. I'm going to do a...
But I will know. You have more than most, but let me catch up.
give him a
Yeah,
persuasion
give him a
roll with disadvantage, because he's drunk.
Alright.
Perfect.
So 7, so that's gonna be a. Pardon me, one. That's a 10.
That's a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't get through to him. He's so far gone that to him, the words you're saying, like, he hears what you're saying, but he basically gets, like, amnesia at that moment where, like, he doesn't remember anything. He'll nod his head like that, and then he tries to down it, but I have to actually do a armor check roll now. He gets the drink down. Disadvantage, actually. Hold on. No, okay, so he doesn't get the drink down. He gets some of the drink down, but he misses almost, like, 3/4 of it, and it spills all over on him, and the shot glass, like, smacks him in the face, too. And he puts it down, the shot glass falls. It doesn't break, though. And he's just, like, teetering back and forth, back and forth.
I give him the half halt that you give,
Right.
and I give him the nod to the barmaid that works the room.
Okay, and she winds up coming over to you, and she...
No more drinking.
You still have your 3.
I have my 3.
Yeah.
He has none left. You got me tipsy, so now
Okay.
we
So
gotta keep
she looks at you. She
drinking.
goes, "I'll take care of him." And so
here we go.
she winds up saying, she winds up screaming, "Last call!" Right?
3 more.
She nods at you. She acknowledges you, and you see everyone just starts getting up, and they actually start peacefully vacating. She grabs Hrimnir, and she's surprisingly strong, right?
Yeah.
And she actually starts effortlessly taking him to whichever room he'll be staying in.
Well, you see me go to actually help, and then I don't make sure I have no problem.
Yeah,
Okay,
and she
I
goes,
won't let.
"Thank you."
No
And
problem.
she was very polite about it, right? There's no disdain, and she just takes him upstairs. Are you getting down your drinks? Okay, 1 at a time, 2, like he was trying to do. 1 at a time. Give me a roll. This is drink number 3, right?
Yep.
In total.
11.
Con save.
Yeah, 11.
Oh, 11? Okay. So you're definitely well into tipsy. You're borderline getting to drunk. So you'll have one more drink without disadvantage, but every other drink after your next drink will have disadvantage on your con save.
Bet good.
Okay.
Let's go. Number 2.
1, natural 1, natural 1. You're blitzed. You reached Hrimnir's state, and you haven't even had as much as he had. He's had twice as much as you've had, more so maybe.
You have.
Does he have that last drink?
This is what I'm gonna do. I go like this, and I go, I think I'm drunk. But unknowingly, I use the magic on me.
Okay.
So I go like this, and then I hear myself.
Wait, do you still have Did you have a spell slot still?
1 left.
Oh, okay.
And then I go, who said that?
So you casted your own spell on yourself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think I need a drink. Whoop. Let's go.
Okay, disadvantage. You have to carry him upstairs.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, you're fine. That just 16 with disadvantage? That's crazy.
I got 17 first roll and
It's
then
16?
12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, you're fine with that third drink. You see, she hasn't come down yet, right? But there's no one behind the bar.
They won't be coming down. Come on. Time to go to bed.
There's no one behind the bar.
Come on. Bed.
You know what your
I
room
did-
has
I-
your
I-
key has the number on it.
Yeah.
I didn't finish my potatoes and vegetables.
It's all done.
No, it's not.
Like you ate half of your steak just by ripping it off like that.
Yeah.
You
I
still have your
my steak on the dagger.
So finish it.
No.
This is great.
Then
I want
sleep.
to take it upstairs. I want
So take it
potatoes,
upstairs.
And I go like this. And I
Head
put my
right to
head
the
in the
counter.
potatoes.
Boom.
I grab him.
Are you actually eating them?
I wrap him in the plate.
Yeah.
And I try to move with him.
Okay, so give me an athletics roll just to see how long this
God
takes.
damn it. Oh, nice. 16.
16?
Yeah,
Okay.
with a minus.
So it takes a few minutes, but
It's like you and Tom going down the hall with that one.
it takes a few minutes, but you guys get to your room, you unlock the door, and you see that there are 2 queen-size beds. So you have big beds, and this room's nice actually. So he must have negotiated a good room for you, right? And the room does have a deadbolt lock to it too. So not just that. Okay, so you put on the deadbolt lock, you lock the regular lock, right? And you do have a window that faces out into a back alley, right? And the room has an armoire in it, a dresser, 2 stands, and the stands have 2 oil lanterns that you could use to light up the room if you'd like. So.
It's almost gone, my steak.
Yeah. Go ahead and eat the food.
I want to save it for later. And I put the dagger in the wall with the steak on it. I'm gonna save it for later.
Give me an attack roll.
He's roll that or disadvantage.
Yeah, disadvantage. You're drunk. Thank you for reminding me.
All right, so 17 total.
Wow, damn. Even for a drunk, he's pretty dexterous.
Well, the first one was a 13 plus 4, and then
Right.
the second one was a 14 plus 4.
Okay. So you stab the wall, and it holds up the steak, whatever's left of it. It's like pretty much like the corner bit, right, which has a little fat on it. And also you just hear like, "Shut the fuck up in there!" And then like it sounds like it's coming from another patron. And yeah.
I just shake my head and help him man into bed.
I love
Okay.
you, steak.
You see, he
Well,
casts like a
with
little
that,
like it's not.
yeah.
It's like it would be like equivalent to a cantrip. He makes like a little magic like arcane shape of a heart around the steak, and it just like flies. Like remember Lord of the Rings when Gandalf is blowing smoke and everything? It's like that basically, and it's a heart that flies around the steak, and it just like disperses into smoke.
In 200 years, no worse.
I lie down. I go. I want my potatoes and vegetables.
Matt, right away, me.
Okay. He's gonna try to knock you out. Give me a attack, an unarmed strike with advantage.
Okay.
That's bullshit.
I joined 13 plus.
This is bullshit. Motherfucker gonna kill me.
And now I need 2 damage.
They gonna kill me with vegetables.
Oh, so 13.
13. For the sake of this, what's your armor class? Normally?
12.
12? So I didn't even have to reduce it. So yeah, you just whap right along the side of his face. Just knock him out completely. He goes limp. You catch him and you put him on his side on the bed.
Yeah, gently.
Okay. And what do you do? Retreat for the night? Or?
Go into my trance.
So you go to meditative state.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as the night concludes, 2 very drunk party members probably gonna be hungover in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we'll end things tonight, and we'll pick it up next time. So, until next time, guys, that has been the first episode of Eternal Champions. I'm your host and DM, Michael Trevicchino. Joining me today, playing Mirthal, is...
It's me, Ernie. Thank you guys for having me.
And playing Astraios.
It's Damien. What's going on, guys?
All right, guys. Until next time, stay golden.